Hello and welcome to the Euro 2020 Goal Show. We are live and we are ready for some international fixtures. It's going to be a busy one because these games were supposed to be played back in March time, and we've got a lot of build-up to do as the games kick off at 7:45. So welcome to all of you joining the stream. If you are new, as always, do leave a like, subscription, and once again, from our last football stream, thank you to everybody that did turn up to our transfer deadline show. It was very, very greatly appreciated for everybody that turned up and for everybody that did subscribe. So we've got 15 minutes to build up to the beginning of these games. There's 7 fixtures tonight going on. And of course, with our goal show, we're all in the building, we're all ready, and we've all got a different fixture that we're going to be watching tonight. So without further ado, you can see the fixtures just on the bottom of your screen. We'll have a quick gander at those games that we're going to be covering in tonight's stream. So let's go to our first match. And the first person who's going to be covering this game, of course, we're going to bring him into the stream right now. It is that game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. And joining me to cover the game today is going to be Mr. Kieran L. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Josh?
I'm doing very good, thank you. I'm just going to very quickly turn off the background right now because it does seem like it's lagging on my camera. But you can see the screen. There we go. Sort that out. You can see the lineups on your screen right now for Bosnia today. It's a 4-3-3. Sehic in goal. Septic is at left back. Ahmed Hozic is at centre back alongside Sani Chanin. Klasinac at left back. And in the midfield is Simiro, Hadzimetovic and Pjanic. And then the front three is Vishka, Dzeko and Krunic. And then, of course, we've got to talk about Northern Ireland's lineup as well because it's a 3-5-2. Peacock Farrell in goal, back three of Evans, Cathcart and McNair. Midfield 5 of Jamal Lewis, George Saville, Stephen Davies, Evans and Stuart Dallas. And up top, of course, is Josh McGuinness and McGinn. Now, you're going to be covering that game tonight, Kieran L. On McGuinness watch, fingers crossed this time in an international fixture, he doesn't get sent off. But of course, these are one-legged games. What do you think is going to happen in this one tonight?
I'm hoping for a good one. You know, usually I always say that Northern Ireland are tight and compact, but I remember when we watched them against Norway, it ended 5-1. So I'm hoping for another game with lots of goals, and I'm going to be watching out for McGuinness, who sadly can't play for Hull this weekend because he's on international duty. But on paper, the Bosnia team looks slightly better with a few superstars. However, they haven't got Bikakic, their long-serving centre-half, and that back four is a little bit makeshift. So JM9's going to have it on strings, I'm pretty sure.
Fingers crossed indeed. That is the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. Just have a quick look at the chat. Nice to see all the faces in here. Benaldo saying DCL is England's #9. Yeah. Kale's buzzing with that one. And Chris has put, hi lads. Hope you are all well. Thank you very much, boys, for joining the stream. Greatly appreciated indeed. So that's the game that KL is going to watch. Bring it back in a moment. Thank you very much, KL. That's the first game of the day. There's 6 more to come. And the next game that the boys are going to be covering is Iceland versus Romania. And to cover that game tonight is going to be Rowan. We're going to bring him onto the stream right now. How are we doing, Rowan?
I'll go.
Just eating. I'll go through the lineups while you quickly munch through. The Iceland lineup, 4-4-2. Got Hal Dawson, who is in goal, of course, was at the World Cup not too long ago. He was a hero there, indeed. Back 4, Palsson, Sigurdsson, that is Ragnar Sigurdsson. Rotherham legend, Kari Arnason and Magnusson in that back 4. Midfield 4, we've got Traustason, Gunnarsson, Bjarnason, who did miss a penalty, of course, not too long ago in that game where we played them. It was in the Nations League. And Gudmundsson. And up top tonight, Everton legend, I wouldn't call him a legend, but an absolute god amongst men, Gylfi Sigurdsson and Finn Bogason up top. So that's the Iceland lineup. And then Romania's lineup tonight, they're going with a 4-3-3. Veteran goalkeeper Tataru Sanu in goal. Kamora, Bercha, Balassa and Manea at the back. Midfield 3 of Alexandre Maxim, Cretu and Stanciu. And then up top tonight, recently moved Matrita, moved from New York City FC, Alibek and Dayak up top. A tough game on paper for both sides, Rowan. 2 very similar teams. Do you think this could be a goal frenzy tonight?
It's either going to go one of 2 ways. It's either going to be plenty of goals, or it's going to be a boring 0-0. I'm just going to be rooting on my boy Stanchu.
Oh, rooting the boy Stanchu tonight. I mean, I'm a Sylvie Gigerson fan, so we're going to be backing the boy tonight. Up the Sylvie Gigerson FC. So that is Iceland, Romania.
Excuse me, Stanchu, Slavia Praga legend, thank you. What's Gylfi Sigurdsson?
Gylfi Sigurdsson has been to multiple World Cups. Where's Stancy been?
Has Gylfi Sigurdsson won a Czech league?
No, but he's
Gylfi Sigurdsson got a draw against Barcelona.
No, that's a fair point, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen tonight. Technically, in terms of the sports corner, it's a Sigurdsson versus Stansiu battle.
It is.
And of course, Chris has put Mr. F1 himself. Rowan, we'll bring you back in a moment. Rowan, thank you very much, buddy. So that is the game between Iceland and Romania that's going on. That's our second game that the boys covered tonight. The third game is Norway versus Serbia. Now, you could say tonight that this is the biggest game on paper in terms of the Euros. And covering this game tonight is KD. How are we doing, buddy?
Hey, all right. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to this game because you can see the lineups on your screen right now. Norway playing a 4-4-2. Veteran goalkeeper Jarstein, he's in goal. Back four of former Hull City legend El Abdellaoui, now at Galatasaray. Reginiussen, Christoph Ayer, and Ali Sami. That's the back four. Midfield four, Odegaard, Berg, another Hull City player. Marcus Henriksen, former Hull City, of course, and Johansson. And then up top, Soloff and Haaland. So two very good forwards tonight up top for Norway. And then the Serbia lineup is 3-5-2. Rajkovic in goal. Kolarov, Mitrovic and Milenkovic in that back three. Midfield five of Lazovic, Gudeld, Tadic, Maksimovic and Ristic. And then up top tonight is Fulham forward Mitrovic and Jurisic, formerly of Benfica and Sassuolo. As I said before, Kieran, technically looks like the best game on paper in terms of the stars on the pitch. But do you think it'll live up to the hype tonight?
It could go either way. I mean, Serbia have got a few players in there like Tadic and Mitrovic who could steal the spotlight. But I think it's going to be Norway tonight, just purely because of Erling Haaland and Alexander Soloff. We saw them link up, like Kale was saying earlier, against Northern Ireland, and I think they'll do that again tonight. And I think Norway will go through.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a very interesting game indeed. I think if Jesselin pops up in the building at some point, he'll be definitely rooting Norway tonight. Thank you very much, KD. We'll bring you back in a moment. We've got about 5 minutes until kickoff of these games, and there's still plenty more games to look at in terms of what the boys covering tonight, because the next game we're going to look at is one that was played not too long ago, actually. Scotland versus Israel. And of course, it's got to be our Israel correspondent, Will P, who's covering the game tonight. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. I mean, it's a great game on paper tonight. As I said before, these two teams have already faced off in the past, and you can see the lineup on the pitch for Scotland. They are missing a couple of their big boys due to injuries and COVID, of course. Marshall in goal, back four of O'Donnell, Gallagher, Cooper, and Andrew Robertson of Liverpool. Midfield three, quite a strong one tonight. McTominay, McGinn, and Ryan Jack of Rangers. And then up top tonight, they've gone very attacking indeed. Dykes, McBurney, and Callum McGregor makes the front three. You could say that could even be a 4-3-1-2 at times. And then Israel tonight, they've gone very attacking themselves. It says 5-3-2 in the corner. Ignore that. It is a 3-5-2. No, it is a 5-3-2. My bad. Marcialo is in goal. Galassa, Tibi, El Mohamed, Yenny, and Dassa in that back five. Bitten, Solomon, and Nacho in midfield. Daber and Zahavi up top. You could say tonight that could also be a four at the back with three in midfield, which we have seen them do before. But we've already seen these two sides face off not too long ago. Who do you think is going to win it tonight, Will?
It's so fun because, like you said, they've played each other in the past. I think within the last year, I think they've played each other 3 times. Israel have won 1, Scotland have won 1, and the one a month ago was a 1-1 draw. It was at Hampden as well, so it's going to be a tight game. Obviously, Scotland have got no Ryan Christie tonight, no Tierney, so they've got some big players out. But so have Israel. They've not got the midfielder Peretz, who they like playing at the DM position, so they've had to push Bitten up from centre back to midfield, who's not even fully fit apparently. It's going to be a tough game. I think Scotland might just edge it, maybe a 2-1 win for Scotland. They're going to come out motivated, but don't write Israel off because that front line is very, very good. Zahavi can score at any time, so it's going to be a very entertaining game, I feel.
It's going to be a very entertaining game indeed. Zahavi just moved to PSV in real life. Very good indeed. Thank you very much. We'll bring you back in a moment. Let's have a quick look at the chats for you viewing here. Thank you very much for all of you joining already. Fiona, as always, do leave a like and subscription. Antoine is in the building. He says, I'm an Arsenal fan. Welcome, Antoine. Hope you're a good buddy. And Sasa is in the stream. He is rooting for Bosnia tonight. Very best of luck for you, Sasa. So looking at the other games that's going on, there's one game that I'm going to be watching tonight, which is Slovakia versus the Republic of Ireland. You can see on the screen it's a 4-3-3 tonight for Slovakia. Marek Rodak in goal. Back four of Pekarik, Vavro, Valgent, and Mazan. Midfield three of Kuchka, Hadasovsky, and Hamsik. And then up top in that front three is Rusnak, Andre Duda, and Mihalic. It's a 4-3-3 tonight for Slovakia. And then also for Republic of Ireland, they're also going for a 4-3-3 tonight. Randolph is in goal. You've got Ender Stevens, Duffy, Egan, and Doherty in that back four. Midfield three of Hendrick, Hurihan, and McCarthy. Up top tonight, McLean, McGoldrick, and Robertson. So a very interesting team tonight for Ireland. Of course, missed out against the Danes not too long ago in their qualifiers, so they're now having to go through this system. And then there is two other games going on tonight that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, but none of us are going to be watching, necessarily speaking. Bulgaria take on Hungary. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 tonight, Bulgaria. Iliev is in goal. Chichinho, Terziev, Bozikov, and Nedialkov are in the back four. This is an absolute nightmare for anyone to try and pronunciate all the names. Karabelyov and Malinov in the defensive two. Midfield three in terms of the attacking side of it is Karagaren, Nedelev, Ivanov, and then up top tonight is Karavev. So keep your eyes out for Bulgaria, of course, tonight, because they're going to be facing off against Hungary, who are playing a 3-5-2 formation. A few more recognisable faces on the pitch tonight. Galachki in goal. Back three of Srazlai, Lang, and Orban. Midfield five of Halenda, Kalmar, Nagy, Sigera, and Fiola. And then up top tonight is Salai and Schlazai. So at least nobody's going to have to get mixed up the pronunciation of those two strikers' names because they're very similar on paper. And then the other game going on tonight, North Macedonia versus Kosovo. Dimitrievski in goal. Bejtalai, Velovsky, and Musliu in that back three for North Macedonia. Midfield four of Ristovsky, Nikolov, Ademi, and Alioski of Leeds. Attacking midfielder, Levante's North Macedonia player Bardi, of course, Anis Bardi. And then up top tonight, Nestorovsky and the veteran forward, former Inter player, Goran Pandev. Yes, he is still playing football. And then Kosovo are also playing tonight as well against North Macedonia. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. You can see the team that's got on paper here. Ante Muric, Manchester City goalkeeper. He is in goal. Kololi, Aliti, Dresevic, and Vajovda in that back four. Berisha and Shala are the defensive two midfielders. Attacking three of Zanelli, Selina, and Harirgonai. And then up top tonight, Sheffield Wednesday legend, left quite recently, at Day Nui Hu. So they are the teams on paper for tonight's games. Let's just go back to the starting screen because, of course, time-wise, the games are going to kick off in a moment. We'll bring the boys back on screen very quickly, make their predictions. But remember, tonight, these are one-legged fixtures. If we are still equal by the 90th minute mark and the game's finished, there will be 30 minutes of additional time and /or a penalty shootout, depending on the situation at hand after extra time. So let's very quickly bring all the boys back in and we'll make our predictions for tonight's game. Starting off with Kieran L, your predictions for your game between Northern Ireland and Bosnia.
I'll go with 1-1 and after nothing in extra time, and then Northern Ireland to win on penalties with penalty number 5 to be slotted home by JM9.
That's what we love to see. Will, Scotland, Israel, what are you thinking?
I said Scotland would win it when we stopped through the teams then, but I don't know. I think Israel are going to win 2-1 in normal
2-1?
time. Yeah.
Interesting. Nice to see a few goals in there. The game that I've got between Slovakia and Republic of Ireland, I think is going to end. I'm going to go 3-2 to the Republic of Ireland. Let's have some goals tonight. That's what we want. Of course, Rowan, Iceland, Romania. What are you feeling?
3-0 Iceland. Sorry, Iceland have already had a chance.
Yeah,
already.
Scott as well.
What a start. And then finally, of course, Kieran D, what do you think for your game between Norway and Serbia?
Well, taking this quick start from Serbia away, I thought Norway were going to absolutely hammer. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go 3-1 Norway.
3-1 Norway. Interesting predictions. We'll look at yours in the comments. As I said, going to take the guys off screen for now because there's a lot of action going on. So thank you very much, guys. Bring you in there.
Yellow card, aren't you, Kieran?
No, they went to score. The guy went to score from kickoff and slipped.
Oh, no. We might have a chance here in this game. No, it's all right. But I'm going to take you guys off screen for now. Thank you very much, lads. We'll bring you back, of course. If you've seen the goal shows before, the way it works on the goal show is that what we'll do is we'll bring the boys back in when there's an important highlight or moment. Let me just adjust the screen so the green screen's in place. There we go. So you'll actually see the guys come in as there's important moments and highlights throughout their games. As I said before, there's 2 other games going on tonight. Keep our eyes out for those 2 other games. And as you can see on the bottom of your screen, we'll update as the scores do go along. So the game that I'll be watching tonight and keeping my close eye on is Slovakia versus Republic of Ireland. But of course, we'll have the boys coming in at certain points to keep us up to date with the scores. Because once again, these do go into extra time or penalties if we are still at 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, vice versa by the 90th minute mark. So let's have a quick look at your comments. But there's a chance here for Slovakia to come forward. And I've got to say, in this first minute and a half, both sides have had very good opportunities to go through on goals. Chris has put his predictions in the chat. He thinks Bosnia are going to win 1-0 against Northern Ireland, Bulgaria 0, Hungary 0, Bulgaria to win a pens, Iceland 2, Romania 1, North Macedonia, of course, 2, Kosovo 1, Norway 2, Serbia 0, Scotland 0, Israel 1. He's thinking the Israelis are going to win. I think we'll be quite happy with that. And then Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 1. Benalda's put, I think Romania may win, Chris, and Zahavi for a brace. Sasha is saying Serbia win. Kyle, hope you're good, pal. Extreme says, hopefully Republic of Ireland can do it. I want to see them play well and win. Ireland have been poor in the qualifiers, so they need to improve, in my opinion, which is the game that I'll be keeping an eye out on tonight. And then Sasa has said Norway, Serbia, 2-1 to Serbia. So do send in your comments throughout tonight because, of course, it could be a very busy night indeed in terms of goals and chances. As I said, there's 2 games tonight that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, games that we're not watching. North Macedonia and Kosovo, and Bulgaria and Hungary. So I'll keep my close eye out for those results elsewhere. But as I said before, if you are new to the channel, it's always greatly appreciated if you do leave a like and a subscription. And as you can see on the bottom, we'll update the scores as we go along. So you're up to date with the goals as they go in. We've done this goal show before. We've done it in the past for the Nations League. And we are going to be bringing it back for the UEFA Champions League, which does start up in about 2.5 weeks' time. So it's going to be a very interesting one indeed. And a great point that Chris has just put in the chat, actually. I'm watching the World Grand Prix of Darts. Can't be asked watching England versus Wales friendly because, of course, tonight as well, England are also playing in a friendly against Wales. But tonight we are specifically focusing on those Euro 2020 fixtures because, of course, these are very big and competitive games more than anything. You know, if you have been on the channel, you'll have seen us before where we did do the Nations League games the first kind of week of the season, and it was slightly competitive in some games. Other games weren't as competitive as you'd like them to be. But tonight, of course, you know, all the teams that are playing within this competition have something on the line to play for. So we will keep you up to date with the scores. But so far, we are about 4 minutes into this game between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. And I've got to say, it's been a very hectic first few minutes. Both teams really coming out and trying to get that opening goal, as you would expect, of course. You want to try and get the opening goal of the game, put yourself in a comfortable position where you can really sit, not necessarily sit back, but you can have the opposition come at you more than anything. And I've got to say, it's Slovakia looking the better of the two sides so far. But Carl's Pot, I'm great. Thank you. How are you doing tonight? Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for choosing to join us tonight, Kyle. Very greatly appreciated. And for all of you that have joined, thank you so much. I see a lot of likes. And of course, I'm not going to try and say it too much tonight, but if you are new and you do enjoy the goal show, then do leave a like and a subscription as always, because it was absolutely unbelievable to see how many of you guys joined for our deadline day show, which was only a couple of days ago. And the fact that nearly 500 of you subscribed after that was unbelievable. So it'd be nice to try and keep a lot of those faces around for tonight's fixtures. But we're going to put very quick change of the times here, so we're up to date as we possibly can. I'm going to change the scores on the bottom to 5 minutes, and I'm going to kind of update that every 5 minutes so you can see roughly what time we are. In my game, we might, of course, be a little bit earlier or a little bit later in the other games, but we've got a chance here potentially for the Republic of Ireland to come forward. It's David McGoldrick just laying it off into the middle of the field to Shane Duffy, and it's a bit of a slow, enigmatic start here from Ireland. We'll have to see what happens because there has been an opportunity in one of the games. It's between Norway and Serbia. We said this could be the game of the night. It is with KD. Who's had that first chance?
It's Serbia, and it's Lazovic. He's just felled him on the edge of the area after a lovely pass he moved on the right-hand side, and he lashes it, and it's a fantastic block and a great save over the crossbar, and it should be 1-0.
Thank you very much, KD. First chance of the day, of course, Norway and Serbia. We said it before, great game on paper. A lot of really class players on the pitch. For Serbia, of course, they've got Tadic. For Norway, they've got Erling Haaland of Borussia Dortmund, who did score 2 goals for Borussia Dortmund at the weekend. And, of course, you'd expect that game to have a few goals in it. Norway impressing in their first few fixtures back internationally wise. But, of course, no goal as of yet. Carl's put in the chat, I kind of like that Slovakia home kit, navy camo style kit. And to be honest, I've got to agree with you. It looks bloody lovely. I have to tell you, it looks really nice. It's that dark blue kit, and I really like the look of it. Got to agree with you, Kyle. Fantastic kit indeed. And of course, we'll see some other fresh kits throughout this competition, because if you don't know how this works, basically, tonight is the semi-finals of the Euro playoffs. So these games were supposed to originally be played in March time. We're now sat here in October playing these games out, which is good that being able to get these games sorted. But this is the semi-finals tonight. The finals take place in November. So once again, in November time, when we have another international break, we will do another goal show where we'll keep you up to date with the scores of the finals. Because remember, after that, then those teams will be in the Euros next year, of course, Euro 2020 in 2021. Don't know why they didn't change the name, but each to their own in that respect. But a few cagey fouls going in here from Slovakia. I think that was a foul there from one of the midfielders. It looked like Horosovsky on Hendrik there. A couple of feisty fouls. No cards coming out yet, but 7 minutes on the clock, and it's not a bad start here in this Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland game. Free kick given there to the Republic of Ireland, which Doherty tries to hit up long to David McGoldrick, but it just doesn't quite reach him. And I do have to say that I think Ireland have had a little bit of a better start to this match than Slovakia have. But a few fouls, as I said, going here and there, making it a very sloppy start indeed. Let's have a quick check on the other scores tonight. Have we had any goals elsewhere in those games? Of course, Bulgaria and Hungary facing off. That's still 0-0. And as it currently stands between North Macedonia and Kosovo, it is 0-0 as well as we head towards around the 10th minute mark. There was another game on tonight. You might have missed it. Georgia took on Belarus. That was the other playoff fixture on the day. Georgia won that match 1-0, courtesy of a penalty in the first half. So it does mean that Georgia will face off against either North Macedonia or Kosovo in their playoff final fixture next month. And it's quite interesting, actually, to look at some of these games potentially for the future, because that game tonight between Northern Ireland and the game that I'm currently watching between the Republic of Ireland, of course, whoever wins those games tonight will face off against each other in the finals. So we could, in a month's time, potentially see Northern Ireland facing off against the Republic of Ireland, which would be an interesting game indeed, of course. Still, we could have Bosnia versus Slovakia, but of course, we've got plenty of time to find out what's going to happen over the next 90 minutes. But I think for the neutral, there'll be a lot of people out there hoping that it is Northern Ireland versus Republic of Ireland for a place in the Euros, because it'll make a feisty game of football indeed. But we are getting towards the 10th minute of all of these games, and so far, no goals on the board. Just to quickly run through those matches tonight. Bosnia 0, Northern Ireland 0. Interesting game that was going to be. Scotland 0, Israel 0, Norway 0, Serbia 0. That's already had quite a decent opportunity in that game, though. Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0, the game that I'm currently watching right now. Cagey start to this one. Iceland 0, Romania 0, Bulgaria 0, Hungary 0, and North Macedonia 0, Kosovo 0. So still waiting on those first few opportunities to really kickstart these fixtures. Of course, as I said, if these games do stay 0-0, we might have a couple of these games tonight go into extra time or penalties, which I think for the neutral would be fantastic to see. Of course, we haven't had a penalty shootout on this channel as of yet. So maybe tonight could be the night with 7 games. We could have maybe 7 penalty shootouts. You just don't know. We'll have to find out, though, because right now we are on course for 7 penalty shootouts. With it being 0-0, but there's a chance here for Slovakia in this game. They're coming forward off the left-hand side. It's a great run there from Mihalik, and the referee has, I think, adjourned there for a foul on Slovakia. I think it was Mihalik who went down. Just have a quick check here. And I think he's given it there. And there's a free kick in a pretty decent position for Slovakia. Whip this one in, and maybe we could have the first goal of the night. We'll have to find out in a moment, though. Just checking with the other games going on. We've still had no goals as of yet. But this is the first big opportunity of the game. If Slovakia can put this in the back of the net, we are off to a cracking start here between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. As I said before, remember, with the Republic of Ireland, it was a couple of months ago. They faced off against Denmark in their qualifiers. They had to win that game, and they lost. I think it was 3-2, which cost them a place in the Euros. So now they have to go through this system. But the free kick is being set up here. Could there be an opportunity for Slovakia to take the lead in this game early on? It's going to be whipped in by Hamšík, I believe, chipped in towards the path of Duda, but comes nowhere near him, and eventually it's cleared away. Really poor opportunity wasted there by Slovakia. But first chance of the game, although they have got the ball back here, and this is a great opportunity for them to come forward. It's Mazan on the left-hand side, going to lay it off into the captain, Marek Hamšík, formerly of Napoli, and the chance eventually dies out here. So while he dies out, we've got another chance elsewhere. Of course, Will is watching Scotland against Israel tonight. First opportunity of the game. Who's it gone to, Will?
Well, it's more what could be a chance. I mean, Lyndon Dykes have just been absolutely snapped on the edge of the box, and it's a free kick in a really good position for Scotland. And obviously they've got John McGee and Andy Robertson, some good set-piece takers on the team. I think there was at first about 7 people stood over the ball wanting to take the free kick. I think it's either going to be Robertson or McTominay here. So it's free kick in a good position.
I mean, if McTominay takes it, I think there'll be someone in this building a little bit excited if he can put it in the back of the net. But has it been so far, first 10 minutes?
It's been end-to-end, really. Israel dominated the first 5 minutes, but then Scotland have got back into it now and had some opportunities. But it's been a really entertaining game so far. Not many clear-cut chances, but both teams have seen a lot of the ball. Taking the free kick now. Ooh, and it's just wide. Robertson took it in the end. It was a good free kick, but it's just gone wide of the keeper's left-hand post. So yeah, it remains 0-0, but I can definitely see someone scoring pretty soon in this game.
Thank you very much, Will. 0-0 as it currently stands between Scotland and Israel. And, well, very nearly 1-0 to Republic of Ireland here. And it was a cross that was whipped into the box. I believe it was by McLean there. So it was Callum Robertson that whipped it in. And I've got to say, very nearly ended up in the back of Slovakia's own net. Vavra with a very unconvincing clearance that hits the back of his own foot and nearly rolls into the back of the net. But they've got a corner here, Ireland. And as Will said a moment ago, good start between Scotland and Israel. 0-0 as it currently stands. Of course, these sides have faced off fairly often in the last couple of years. And now they've got to face off once again in a very competitive match indeed. But we've got a corner here for the Republic of Ireland, and it is going to be whipped in here by McCarthy. Could we have the first goal of the night on the board? It looks like they're going to play it short. McCarthy lofts it into the box. It's a very good header, but the referee, I think, adjourns there that there's been a foul in the box. So free kick to Slovakia and no opportunity there. However, we have had the first goal of the night, just as we say it, and it has come from the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. Kieran L, who scored the first goal of the night?
It's Bosnia, and it's a nothing ball down the right-hand side that goes towards the byline, and Johnny Evans is so unfortunate because he just loses his footing, which allows the midfielder to cut inside, drag it back across the box. It's a bobbling ball, Rade Krunic right across his body into the far corner. It's a simple goal, but really unfortunate from Johnny Evans, who returns after missing last international break.
How would you say the first 15 minutes has been? Take the goal away for a second. Has Northern Ireland been in the game, or is it all Bosnia so far?
No, it's been all Bosnia really so far. And to say they were worthy of a goal, I think would be being a bit harsh on Northern Ireland. You know, I don't think they were dominating the game that well. But if there was a team I had to say deserved the lead, it would have been Bosnia. But just unfortunate how it came about.
Very unfortunate, but they have the lead, and it's a good start. That's our first goal of the night. Thank you very much, KL. As it currently stands, it's Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0, and we have that first goal. And, of course, Sasha in the chat is buzzing because his side have got that 1-goal advantage in this semi-final fixture against Northern Ireland. But the good thing, of course, concede it within the first 15 minutes rather than the last. You've got plenty of time to come back in the game and try and get an equaliser or maybe a winner. But Sasha there, absolutely delighted with how Bosnia have started their game. So 1-0 in that match. And the first goal of the night is on the board, which is fantastic to see indeed. And we have another goal elsewhere. It is in one of the games that we're not currently keeping an eye out on tonight. North Macedonia have scored in their game against Kosovo. Aliti, the centre-back, with an own goal, means that we have our second goal of the night, 1-0 to North Macedonia. And we have another goal. Rowan has said there's a goal. Who's it to, Rowan?
It's to Iceland, and it's your boy, Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Yes, go on.
It comes out of nowhere. Iceland just holding the ball outside the box. Goodmanson just holds it. Does actually really well. Plays it to Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson does lovely. He turns his man, Just thinks he's just probably just on the inside of the box. Fake shots, fakes through sort of Romanian defenders' legs into the bottom left, and Iceland are 1-0 up.
Thank you
Oh,
very much. Obviously, the best midfielder in the world, not Stanciu, but it's Sigurdsson. Thank you very much, Rowan. 1-0 up as it currently stands in that game between Iceland and Romania. But of course, early goal means that could get very interesting in terms of the scoreline. Of course, you would expect Romania to come pushing out in their game. We've had another goal elsewhere. It is in, again, one of the fixtures that we're not watching tonight. Hungary have taken a 1-0 lead in their game against Bulgaria. The goal has been given to RB Leipzig defender Willy Orban, who scored that goal in that game. So Hungary 1-0 up. We're starting to get the goals going in now. Of course, Bulgaria have got a lot of work to do if they want to get back in their game. But 1-0 to Hungary. And a good start tonight, getting some goals here and there. But we have had another opportunity in one of the games. It is with KL. The chance in the Bosnia game. Of course, Bosnia just went up a minute ago, 1-0. Who's had that chance?
It was Northern Ireland. It was almost an immediate reply. It was a short throw in. While you were talking to me, they got the throw in. I wasn't expecting anything from it. Dallas throws it. Corey Evans whips it in. It's a free header for Josh McGuinness. And keeper Sehic, down to his bottom left, makes an unbelievable reflex save and keeps his team in it. This one is heating up, though, Josh. I tell you that.
Good start indeed. Thank you very much, KL. He's still 1-0 to Bosnia, but it looks like he's getting feisty down there. Bernardo saying, come on, you Stanciu. Obviously repping the Romanian boys tonight. I'm going to rep Gil Sigurdsson all the way. But, of course, Rowan tonight will be keeping his eye on the Slavia Prague boys, of course, in the Europa League in a few weeks' time, actually. Got some very good games of football coming up in the Europa League. Some great games. But as it currently stands, in Kiminel's game, Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0. We talked to Roman a moment ago, of course. Iceland 1-0 up, courtesy of Gylfi Sigurdsson, who is playing up top tonight in a 4-4-2 formation alongside former Bundesliga man, still technically a Bundesliga man right now, Finn Bogason. So there is a goal there. And as I said before, a goal for Hungary, Willy Orban with the goal in that game. And it's 1-0 in that match, which is fantastic to see indeed. We're going to go to KD, though, because he is watching the game between Norway and Serbia. And there has been a chance. Who's it to, KD?
Oh, I don't know how Mitrovic has not scored. It's trademark Mitrovic, Josh, in the box for the header. It's powerful. It looks like he's arching in bottom corner, but Jarstein pulls off an absolutely world-class save. Serbia are playing really well. I know I said that Norway might walk it, but Norway have not really been in the game all Serbia at the moment, 0-0.
Thank you very much. It sounds like a very good game indeed. Two quality sides on their day. Two teams, to be honest, you would have probably expected to be in the Euros. Great sides on their day with plenty of class players on both teams. As I said, you've only got to look at the likes of Norway. They've got the likes of Haaland, Sorloth, Odegaard, just to name a couple of them. Serbia, Milinkovic-Savic, Tadic, just to name a few. You would have expected them to make it, but unfortunately, one of them does have to leave the competition tonight. And as it currently stands, we still don't know who it's going to be because it is 0-0 in this game. But we've got a little bit of time now to look at the game that I'm covering tonight. Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. Conor Hurahan getting the first yellow card of the game. And it has been pretty cagey in these last couple of minutes. Not really much going on in this game, to be honest. I think there'll be a few Republic of Ireland fans a little bit disappointed with how this game has gone so far. But plenty of time, of course, to get a goal and really kickstart this match. Let's have a look at the chat, see what you guys are saying. Sasha saying, hope more Bosnia goals are to come. Of course, still 1-0 in that game right now. And Kyle has put, the Euros won't be the same without Ireland. The Irish are the best fans of the world. No offence to the other nations. And you do have to look back at the previous Euros when you got the likes of the Republic of Ireland and Northern Irish fans. They were very, very good supporters indeed. And hopefully, by that point, we might be able to have not all fans, but some fans back in the stadium in next year's competition, of course. We'll have to see with how time goes, but it would be nice to see a few more faces in the crowd once again for the international games. But as it currently stands, we are about 20 minutes in to the majority of fixtures, and you'll be able to see on your screen right now, Bosnia 1-0 up against Northern Ireland. Scotland still 0-0 against Israel, although it has been a pretty interesting first 15 minutes of football. Norway 0, Serbia 0. That sounds like it's been cracking so far. Serbia the better of the two sides in that game. Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. It's been a bit cagey from both sides. Iceland 1, Romania 0. Gylfi Sigurdsson with that goal. Everton fans will be delighted with that one, as well Iceland fans, of course. Bulgaria 0, Hungary 1. Willie Orban with the goal in that game. And North Macedonia 1, Kosovo 0. Of course, we've got 2 games tonight that we're not watching, but we're keeping our eyes out on, and that is the Hungary game and the North Macedonia game as well. So we'll keep our eyes out on that. But back to the Slovakia and Republic of Ireland game, and we do have a goal kick here for Slovakia. Very slow start for both sides in this game, really waiting for a first real clinical opportunity in this match. And just something to happen, to be honest, but it's okay. 20 minutes, of course. Both sides are going to be very nervous. They're not going to want to let go and give away first goal in this match, or else they're going to have to come pushing out. There is no second leg. It's literally a case of tonight, 90 minutes on the clock. If it's a level, 1-1, 2-2, vice versa, we will go to extra time and or penalties. Sasha's put watch Norway / Serbia. Oh, it's not watch Norway Serbia. Boring. I don't know what it means whether that game is boring right now or watch it, because this game that I'm currently watching has been boring. I'd assume it's probably the latter, but very, very poor here from the Republic of Ireland. Sloppy ball from Shane Duffy, trying to get it out towards Matt Doherty, given away. It's a very easy throw-in for Slovakia, just gifted to them. And a good chance for the away side to come forward here. Leads to nothing. Very, very disappointing indeed. But 22 minutes on the clock. We are getting goals across the board, which is fantastic to see. In fact, a few of the games, we've only got 3 games as it currently stands right now without goals. So hopefully we can get some goals in those matches. But throughout the show, do put in the comments below. So, your questions doesn't have to just be about tonight's games. Put your thoughts and opinions or any questions you want to ask to us in the chat. It'd be nice to have a few different talking points while these games are on. We will have, of course, points where things do go a little bit quiet in these matches, as you would expect. It's never going to be relentless football for 90 minutes. But we're just seeing Stephen Kenny here, who looks very frustrated with how his side have started this game. Of course, Stephen Kenny coming in not too long ago, so he's not going to have had a great deal of time to connect with his squad. And originally, if this game had been played in March time, we would have actually had Mick McCarthy as the Republic of Ireland manager leading this game. So things could have been a little bit different, but of course we can't judge on the past, because we are now in this current position with COVID, with these games having to be played very late on. And of course, that doesn't really matter. You can't look at the past in terms of these games. But Ireland are coming forward here. Callum Robinson into McGoldrick. Slight deflection there. Lovely football here from McGoldrick. Calls of a handball. I think that was a handball shout there from Horowsowski. The referee says no. And then there's another shout for handball from David McGoldrick on the centre-back Valiant. He says no to that. But Ireland do have a corner here, and 25 minutes on the clock would be a perfect time for them to get a goal and start to try and get a foothold in this game, because, of course, neither team seems to really be able to right now just get that grip of the match and really take control of the game. But we'll find out what happens here. Referee just having a talking to here. I think VAR is telling him to check for a handball. The referee has had it waved away, and Ireland have got a chance here to have an opportunity on goal. I think it's an opportunity which is lobbed in by Callum Robinson, trying to get it towards McGoldrick. Just can't get a touch, and eventually it's cleared away by Slovakia. Good defending from the home side. But we do have an opportunity. It is in one of the games that has had a goal. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0. Bosnia are doing quite well in their games so far. Have they had another opportunity? Or is it Northern Ireland, Kieran?
Yeah, they were almost doing even better as that chance came in. Radi Krunic picked it up on the inside of the box and he laid it off because he saw Pjanic was making an on-rushing run. He drills it from about 25 yards. Peacock Farrell doesn't move just past the post by inches. But as I say, great game here so far.
Thank you very much. As it stands, Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0. Do you think they can get back into it, Northern Ireland, right now?
Well, they have a free kick here about 25 yards out. So if I write goal in a minute... Oh, if you want to keep me in, it's all right.
I'll keep you in just in case.
There is about 5 people standing over it at the moment. So I remember they had a free kick not too long ago, which came to absolutely nothing. I don't know if Paddy McNair was stuttering like he was doing a penalty before running up for a free kick, which I've never seen before. It's a tactic, though. It's a tactic, I guess.
It's a bizarre tactic, but I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, and he's over this one as well. I can see Stephen Davis talking to him now. Obviously, congratulations to him. Most capped player in Northern Ireland history, surpassing Pat Jennings. Congratulations.
Question is, can they make the most of this here? Because if they can make it 1-1, it's going to make things very interesting with 20 minutes to go of the first half.
Paddy McNair standing over it. It's very central, so it's interesting if he's going to try and find a player in white, what he goes for. But it doesn't seem a very long run-up from the young man. He's stuttering again, and he lays it off to the left to Lewis, back to McNair, and it's gone wide. It's on the wing, whipped in, headed clear. Josh, you shouldn't have stayed with me. It was pointless.
Very unlucky. Worth staying for just in case we had a screaming. We do like instant reaction. Bosnia 0, Northern Ireland. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0. Thank you very much, KL. Is getting busy because there has been opportunities and not just opportunities. Rowan said there's been a goal. Maybe. Rowan, what's happened in your game? Of course, you're currently watching Iceland 1, Romania 0. What's happened?
Well, Sigurdsson's played a nice little ball through to Finn Bogson. Finn Bogson's wrestled away from his man and then chipped the goalkeeper. But they're checking it for VAR. I've just realised Iceland have got fans. They're just checking it for VAR. It's a VAR check. I don't know whether possible offside or even a foul on the Romanian event by Finn Bogson. Referee's still talking. So I don't have audio on. So
we've seen a few VAR decisions. I know in this game we've just had handball checked a couple of minutes ago. But I didn't know if VAR was available. They're still checking it. Interesting. The fact it's taking a long time here for them means it's an interesting decision. I'll have a quick look at the chat while they just very quickly check things out. Sasha's put, thank you guys. I can follow Bosnia with you. You are very, very welcome indeed. Enjoy the stream, buddy. Carol's put,
I think he's given us an offside. I can tell you in a sec. Yeah, it's been given us an offside. It's a goal kick.
Offside. Thank you very much, Rowan. Still Iceland 1, Romania 0. Who do you think is the better side so far?
Iceland. But Romania have had moments where they've looked quite strong. I'll try to find his name on the wing. Matrita, obviously, he's had a decent game. Diek and Alibek have also played very nice. Alibek just currently winning the foul. Oh, wow. He is offside. He is. They've done the line really weirdly. They made it look like his toes offside, but yeah, he is offside.
Well, the decision is a right one, and that's the important thing in this stage of the competition. Is it in a dangerous position or just a little bit too far out?
I'll wait for the camera to pan up. It's actually a dangerous position in terms of this can be easily crossed in and poked in.
Should we stay with you just in case? Maybe this time, this is the opportunity that we have on goal where it actually goes in. Just have a look at the chat.
The top corner until we get one.
We will eventually get a goal. Carl's put Ireland so sloppy in possession. Although they are coming forward here, just going to stop for a second, just see what happens. The ball's lofted into the box towards McGoldrick, headed too high. But he says Ireland so sloppy in possession, they need to calm down in the time and passing. Do we agree with you? Completely been very sloppy so far. And then Bernard's put David McGoldrick seems better on a national level than at Sheffield, I feel. And then we have had Florian join us. Are we all good, buddy? He says, go, 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 Romania. Of course, they do need to get a goal back in their game because they are 1-0 down right now. Free kick opportunity, though.
Oh, yeah, it happened. It was rubbish.
Unfortunately. Unlucky indeed. 1-0 still to Thank you very much, Rowan. We'll bring you back if there's any more opportunities on goal in that game. But 1-0 to Iceland as it currently stands. And, of course, let's go back to Carol's point a minute ago about being sloppy in possession. I completely agree with you. If you're watching the game right now, they really do need to calm down. You know, we're 30 minutes into this game. There's no rush necessarily to go and get that first goal. We've got an hour of the match left. And as for Slovakia, they've been fairly sloppy themselves, to be honest. So they're looking all right to just, if they calm it down slightly, it would be better for them maybe to have a couple of opportunities on goal. But we have had a goal elsewhere. Once again, it's in one of the games we're not covering tonight. But if you're a Kosovan fan, it's game on. 1-1 to Kosovo against North Macedonia. Unfortunately for Will P, it's not at Danui who scored it. It's Hadergonai of Huddersfield who's got the goal. But the important thing is, 13 minutes after conceding, they've got a goal back in that game. 1-1 between North Macedonia and Kosovo. Of course, for those two teams tonight is massive because they will face off against Georgia, whoever wins tonight. And of course, for those kind of minnow teams, you could say it's a massive opportunity to make it into the Euros. And they will be delighted, of course, if they can make it through. So 1-1 in that game, half an hour on the clock in the majority of the fixtures. You can see on the bottom of your screen right now the scores that will be scrolling. They'll be updated as we go along throughout the night in terms of every match. But coming forward here is the Republic of Ireland. It's McGoldrick. McGoldrick at the edge of the box takes the opportunity on, but it's deflected and it's going to go out for a throw in a pretty decent position here to throw it into the box. But before we see if that goes into the back of the net, KD has had an opportunity. He's covering the Norway-Serbia game, still goalless. Who's had that chance, KD?
Well, it's Erling Haaland, and it really this time it should be 1-1. But for an absolutely outstanding goal line clearance by, Maksimovic, I think it was, for Serbia. The first real time that Norway have come forward. I thought they were going to be caught on the break there, but no, still 0-0. It should be 1-0 either side. They've had a clear-cut chance each, and it's not. Oh, actually, hang on, Mitrovic is in. Fantastic defending by Norway, but yeah, close, edgy game, 0-0 still.
Thank you very much, KD. 0-0 as it currently stands between Norway and Serbia. Two very good sides on their day, but they can't seem to quite get that first goal of the match to really open this game up. Of course, you'll be able to see on the screen right now, on the bottom of your screen, all of the scores and the goals as they go in. Just to give you an update in terms of the fixtures that we're all covering tonight. I am covering the game between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. Kieran L is covering the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. Will is covering the game between Scotland and Israel. KD is covering the game between Norway and Serbia. And Rowan is covering the game between Iceland and Romania. There's two other fixtures going on. Bulgaria and Hungary, which is currently sat at 1-0 to Hungary. And then the other game that is going on tonight is that match between North Macedonia and Kosovo. The game with the most goals so far, that is currently standing at 1-1. So plenty of time left in these games. We've got about 10 to 12 minutes in the majority of matches before we hit half-time. And do put in the comments below, ahead of half-time, your kind of comments in terms of questions of football in general. Any questions you've got, put them in the chat and we'll go through them at half-time. But there has been a goal elsewhere, and it's what a game this has been so far. North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. This might be the game of the night already. And within a couple of minutes of scoring Kosovo, they have conceded. Velkoski with the goal in the 33rd minute means that game is currently standing at 2-1. What a match that must have been so far. Two of the minnow sides really going for it. And of course, plenty of time left in that. So 2-1 as it currently stands, but goals are going in. We're going to go to Rowan because there has been a goal in the game between Iceland and Romania. The question is it an Iceland second or Romania equaliser? Rowan?
It's an Iceland second, and it's your boy again. It's Gylfi Sigurdsson running wild. Now, I don't know who plays that ball. It might be Finn Bogson. Plays an absolutely peach of a chip ball through to Gylfi Sigurdsson, who starts work to do, has to control it, and then it's slot it. The remaining players, he's got to put it in between two of them and pass the goalkeeper, and he does it lovely. That is incredible by Gylfi Sigurdsson. But I think it's Finn Bogson who plays the chip ball over through to him. And it's going to be a yellow card here, but I don't know whether it's... I think, is it for Maxim? For someone complaining. It is for Maxim. But yeah, 2-0.
2-0.
And they're really finding the feet now.
It's going to be very tough for Romania to get back in that game. Thank you very much, Rowan. 2-0 to the good. And, of course, it's the best player in world football, Gylfi Sigurdsson, with the 2 goals. Of course, James Rodriguez, watch out, because Gylfi Sigurdsson will be taking your place in Everton's squad next week. We have had a chance, though, elsewhere. Is that game between Norway and Serbia. We've had a lot of opportunities. Still no goal. Who was that chance to, KD?
Well, Josh, I know I say a lot, I don't understand how it's 0-0. But this time, I really don't understand how it's 0-0. Mitrovic has probably just missed one of the most easiest open nets. I think I'd have scored it on the stretch. Lovely play by Tadic and Jurisic down the left-hand side. Ball gets whipped across the box, and it's such an easy tap-in for someone of Mitrovic's quality. But like I said, maybe it's because he's on the stretch. I think he could have scored it personally, but he blazes it over the crossbar. I'm astounded that this game is still 0-0.
It's got to somehow have a goal in it very shortly. Thank you very much, KD. 0-0 as it currently stands between Norway and Serbia. Sounds like a great game so far. Let's have a quick look at the chat, see what you guys have put. As I said before, for halftime, do put your questions in the chat regarding football or anything, to be honest. We'll talk about things at half-time to keep us going, of course. At half-time, we'll talk to the boys as well about how their games have gone, how things could go in the second half. But let's have a quick look here. Florian says he wants to force the attack with Puskás from Reading. Of course, right now, currently 2-0 to Iceland, as Florian has put. Kyle's put, I think I chose the wrong game to watch. I love Ireland, but they are so boring to watch. And I've got to agree with you, Kyle. It has been a very boring game of football. And I feel like when it comes to international fixtures, I'm just naturally cursed because I feel like every game I pick tends to be relatively boring. But I guess when we get one goal, if we get one goal, it could open the game up, or we get extra time and penalties, which for us would be fantastic because we've been begging for the last couple of months on this channel to have a penalty shootout at some point. And maybe this could be the game to get it. Although Ireland are coming forward here, this could first chance on goal, and it was a big opportunity. It really should be in the back of the net. And it's James McLean who should have a goal to his name in this match. We'll see the highlight in a second. Just coming up now, a poor clearance from Ireland. The ball is laid off to him. From the left back. McLean takes the shot on, slight deflection on the ball. And honestly, it really should be 1-0 in this game. But that's the first probably big chance we've had in 40 minutes. And Benal's put, maybe things change. There are any time, Florian, of course. 2-0 down for Florian right now. But plenty of time left in that match. Of course, Gylfi Sigurdsson with the 2 goals in this game. Of course, plenty of time left, so no need to worry in terms of time-wise because you never know what can happen in these fixtures. We've seen some classics in the past in terms of qualifiers. I do remember Sweden versus Portugal a couple of years ago ended 3-3. That was a thrill of a match between Ibrahimovic and Ronaldo in terms of qualifying. And, of course, there'll be other classics in the past that people will remember in terms of World Cup and, Euro qualifying. But 37 minutes on the clock here. Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. And Slovakia with a rare opportunity to attack here. It's Mihalik just on the left-hand side. Going to play it off to Hamšík. Now into Horovský. Going to try and flick it up to the right-hand side here. What can they do? It's Rusnak. Lovely build-up play here from Slovakia. Hamšík. Going to lay it off to Horovský. He goes for long-range effort. Deflected. Eventually, he's going to come back to Slovakia. Just inside of the box. And this could be a good chance for Andre Duda. He's found his way through on goal, but great defending from the back there from Shane Duffy. The ball is cleared away, and wow, that could have been another opportunity in this match to have the first goal of the game appear. Chris has put, we need Haaland in the Euros. I think there were a lot of people who absolutely agree with that. And Benjamin, he's in the building. Hashtag Xhaka for president. KL will be absolutely buzzing with that. In fact, you can see now, I'm going to just put him on. He's celebrating. We love Xhaka.
We do. We love Granit Xhaka. Not playing tonight, but,
hey,
he's already in it. That's what.
He's in the Euros. That's all that matters for Xhaka. He's in it. He doesn't have to go through the pain of doing this.
Exactly. And he's captaining a team to Euro glory.
Exactly. Elite midfielder. We'll bring KL back in a little bit, of course. But welcome in, Benjamin. How are you? Good pal. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying it. And how's the darts going as well, Chris? Do give me a heads up with that. I know it's been quite an interesting tournament so far. And then Benjamin's put, all right, chaps, good to see you in the stream, buddy. Of course, if you are new, as always, do leave a like and a subscription if you have enjoyed the Gold Show so far, because we are going to be doing it again with the Champions League coming back in about a week and a half, 2 weeks' time. So do keep your bell, the notifications on, because we are going to have some very hectic Champions League goal shows, of course, covering every Champions League game in terms of the nighttime kickoffs. And we've also got a few Europa League games we're going to be covering too. So do keep your eyes out for that, because that will be very fun to cover indeed. But right now, we are getting towards the 40th minute of the game between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. And it really is a case of probably just going to bed, because nothing's really happening at all in this match. A couple of very small opportunities between both sides. And as I said before, I feel like every time we do a goal show, I tend to pick the game that ends with no goals. But Slovakia are coming forward here, and this could be a great opportunity for them to go on goal. The solo effort potentially here from, I think it's Hamšík going forward. He's going to come back to Slovakia again. Great defender at the back here from John Egan. And now Slovakia come forward once again. Long range effort, but a little bit too long there from Kučka, and it goes wide of the mark. Good chance there though for Slovakia. A couple of these small opportunities might get the game a little bit more open, but we have had a chance elsewhere. It is in the Scotland-Israel game, still currently 0-0. Who's had that chance, Will?
It's Scotland, and I don't know how they've not scored. I really don't. It's a corner whipped in by Robertson. And who's there with the free header? It's Scott McTominay, McSauce. You'd put your house on him scoring. He's about 6 yards out, back post, no one's with him, and he puts it wide. I'm still don't know he's missed it. It's a massive chance for Scotland. It's the first real opportunity of the game. It's been, like I said, it's still been a pretty tight game. No real clear-cut opportunities, but that was a gift there from McTominay, and he should have took it, but he's put it wide, and it remains 0-0.
Thank you very much, Will. McSauce, McStale more like, not putting that into the back of the net. Very poor there from McTominay. But, of course, still 0-0. They're in the game right now as it currently stands, and plenty of time left in that match. Kieran Dees put England 1-0 up, by the way, and it's England's number 9, Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the goal. Celebrations from KL. He'll be absolutely buzzing right now with that. Of course, it is an irrelevant friendly. But for DCL, a massive goal. It's his first international appearance. And he'll be absolutely delighted with that. Must mean he gets called up more goals. Of course, probably happening in that game. Of course, Florian just putting in the chat there. England have 1-0 with Wales. And Carl has put, I'd rather watch paint dry. I'm guessing you mean about the Ireland game right now, because I would probably join you watching paint dry. It has really been a terrible game so far. And Chris put, if you're both watching the footy, then watch the darts. Simple as that. I would like to at the same time, but I'd rather not crash the stream. And of course, Slovakia coming forward here. This could be another good opportunity for them to have a chance on goal. It's Mihalik going to lay it off into the midfield, and they're just taking their time. Ball eventually lofted into the box, and eventually it's lofted too long. Dan Randolph can pick that ball out. And just so poor from both teams, not really doing well in the final third. Looking very nervous and cagey, as I said before. It's just feel like a case of neither side wants to concede the first goal in this game and have to push the other team out, of course. And they both seem fairly happy as if to take it to extra time and penalties right now. But, of course, one of these teams will eventually try and push forward and get something in this match, you would assume. See that where there's a little bit of space to push into, maybe bring on another forward at some point and try and change the game up. Because right now you have to say, and I think Cara will agree with me, not just for the Republic of Ireland, but for both sides, the tactics just quite frankly aren't working. Although Ireland are coming forward here, this could be a chance for them to try and have an opportunity which is lofted into the box. It was a chance there. I think it was lofted in by number 3, Enda Stevens. Just comes forward, slight deflection on the ball. But the referee, I think, has said there is no deflection on the ball, and it is going to go out of play for a goal kick, it's looking like. So another chance there going wide, and the referee does indeed give that as a goal kick. With the goalkeeper just punched straight out of play for an Ireland throw-in. I don't know what is going on here, but I think that kind of sums up the game so far in terms of how poor it really has been. So there's 2 other games going on tonight as well. You can see at the bottom of your screen those live scores running. 2 games we're not keeping our eyes on in terms of the match itself. North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. That is the game of the night so far. 3 goals in that. Certainly looks like a very good game of football indeed. 2 teams are really going for it. In fact, pretty much all of their shots on target. In fact, all of their shots look like they've gone into the back of the net, which sums up how well that game has been so far in terms of being clinical. And then the other match going on tonight is that game between Bulgaria and Hungary. Currently 1-0 to Hungary, courtesy of Willie Orban. And looking at the stats in that game, been a lot of opportunities for Bulgaria, but nothing into the back of the net so far, with a couple of minutes to go the first half. But a long ball here for David McGodry. Does get a good first touch, but a fantastic block at the back there from Valiant means that there is going to be a corner for the Republic of Ireland, and this would be the perfect time to get a goal in this game. Go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead, make things very interesting for Slovakia because they're going to have to push out. But we'll push out, of course. We'll have to find out. We've got half-time in some of the games. We'll bring the boys in just a moment's time and quickly ask them about their first halves. But if you are new, as always, do leave a like and a subscription. It is very, very greatly appreciated, of course, for every new subscriber on the channel. And there's a lot of you in here right now, so thank you very much for joining us. But the corner is whipped in, and it's very poorly whipped in. And it could lead here to a Slovakia counter-attack. Hamšík with a ball to the right-hand side of the space here. It's a 3-on-2, and this could be a good opportunity for Slovakia to come forward. Can they make the most of this? Lofted towards, I think, the path of Duda. Slight deflection on the ball, but Slovakia still have it. Duda's taking a touch. Takes on the shot. Great save there from Randolph. And I think he's going to play for a corner. Good chance there. Really good opportunity for Slovakia to take the lead in this game. And it was Duda curling effort from inside of the box on his right hand, on his right foot tries to curl it low. Randolph makes the save, and we should have a corner here for Slovakia. And Kyle's just put that awful defending. Great save, Randolph. You're absolutely spot on. The fact that Slovakia were able to counter-attack very quickly indeed. It was a little bit worrying there. But they do have the corner, which is going to be lofted in. Going to take it short, actually. Now it's lofted into the box. Bicycle kick effort! And he's just wide of the mark. Oh, well, that would have been an absolute scorcher of a goal from Andre Duda if that had gone into the back of the net. Just wide of the post. Randolph was scrambling, and I think the referee's just blown his whistle. He has indeed. It's half-time in this game between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland, and it's 0-0. And if that goal had, well, that opportunity had gone into the back of the net, that would have made things very interesting indeed. But as it currently stands, we're going in goalless in this game between the Republic of Ireland and the Slovakians. As I said before, half-time across the grounds. We're starting to see those games come in at half-time. First game will go to, of course, Norway and Serbia, the best game of the night on paper. It's had its opportunities, but so far, no goals in this game. KD, thoughts on the first half?
It's not been bad in terms of the football being played. It's been very end-to-end. Serbia having the majority of the possession, but Norway, when they break, they look very dangerous. Haaland's not really been in the game at all, apart from the half a chance he had earlier. Mitrovic obviously missing that sitter. It's been very, very tense. I don't think anybody really wants to commit themselves because I don't think either of these sides want to lose.
It's very nervy indeed. It kind of sounds like the game that I'm currently watching, but a little bit more attacking. Who would you say has been the better of the two sides? I know it's probably a little bit hard to decipher in terms of how the game's panned out, but what team do you feel like could maybe go on and score the winning goal?
Being honest, I think Serbia have been the better of the two sides. On the counter-attack, they've looked really, really deadly. And, I mean, Mitrovic, with a few of his opportunities that he's had have gone a different way. They could have been maybe 2 or 3-0 up, to be perfectly honest. So I think Serbia might nick it after watching the first half.
As it currently stands, Norway 0, Serbia 0. Thank you very much, KD. We'll bring you back in a little moment's time. As I said, a very good game on paper, but just lacking that goal. Remember, with these games, it is half-time. If these games do end 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, vice versa, it will go into extra time and /or penalties, depending on the situation at hand, of course, after extra time. But we've got half-time across the board now in pretty much all of the games. Rowan, of course, tonight is watching that game between Iceland and Romania. 2 goals for Sigurdsson, 2 goals for Iceland. Romania are going to need something special if they want to get back in this. Rowan, what's your thoughts on the first half?
Good. Iceland have been great. I mean, the first goal is a lovely piece of Gylfi Sigurdsson work. Simple, just turns the man, then 30 shots, then shoots. And again, the second man is from Finn Bogson, just a lovely little chip assist through to Sigurdsson, who still has to do well. He still has to slide in the back of the net, which he does. And yeah, Iceland look very comfortable, as we sort of predicted.
I mean, it's a great result for Iceland if they can hold on. But with 45 minutes to go, as I said, we've seen classic games in these playoff fixtures. What do you think Romania need to do to come out in this match and try and get something back? Because right now it feels like a very impossible task.
Score. They need to get a goal. They need to get a goal within the first 15 minutes. So if not, Iceland will walk away. I still think they will. They haven't looked convincing enough. They've had probably 2 opportunities, but not enough opportunities to put in the chat and say big opportunity for Romania. It's been all Iceland. They've looked more dangerous when thing, and I think they're very comfortable going through.
Very good performance so far from Iceland. 2-0, 2 goals for Sigurdsson. Great performance so far. Thank you very much, Ron. Bring you back in a moment's time. Of course, Iceland there doing very well indeed. Romania will have to do something special. We should just look at the chat very quickly. Benaldo point, Andre Duda has such a fun name. Absolutely agree with you with that. And PJW's in the stream. Oh, you're a good pal. Nice to see you again. He says, we, Scotland, are going to get utterly shafted by Norway if we beat Israel tonight. Doesn't help when 3 of our best players are out because of COVID. And then, of course, a little bit of debate in the chat about the whole COVID situation, which quite funny enough, of course, we'll go to Will now. Will tonight is covering that game between Scotland and Israel. As it currently stands, 0-0 in that game. It's had a couple of decent opportunities, but still no goals. Who's been the better of the two sides?
It's a tough one. I think opening 5 minutes, Israel were the far better side, but Scotland have played themselves into it, and it's been pretty tight since then. You know, both sides moving the ball well, but both sides are very good, very structured. The defense is not letting anyone get in behind. It's been a very tight game. Malon Solomon's been the best player, I think, on the pitch for Israel, but John McGinn's has been just as good for Scotland. He's been creating a lot of chances, but again, not many clear-cut chances. The only clear-cut chance was that McTominay header, which really should have gone in. But apart from that, it's not really any clear-cut chance. I could see this one going to extra time if both sides don't start going for it, because otherwise, both teams are sitting back as it is and just look like they're happy to go to extra time, maybe penalties. But yeah, it's been a tight game. I expect it to open up in the second half. Maybe could see some substitutes for either side, but yeah, 0-0.
Interesting to see what happens. Thank you very much, Will. 0-0 between Scotland and Israel. As we said before, they have played a couple of fixtures before in the past. It wasn't actually too long ago before they played each other in the Nations League, I believe it was. But they're playing, of course, tonight once again. Interesting to see what happens in that match. Very cagey game so far, but 0-0 at half-time between Scotland and Israel. And, of course, Kieran L., he is covering the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. It's Bosnia with a 1-0 lead in their game. Northern Ireland have some work to do, but the important thing is with only one goal in it, there's plenty of time to get back into it. What's your thoughts on the first half, Kieran?
Very cagey, I think, for lots of periods of that game, but it has been by no means boring. Does that mean from that, kind of few half chances here and there? There was one at the end of the half where Northern Ireland, I think, I put it in the chat, but also there was only 15 seconds left. They had a nice half volley at the back post, which they blazed over, but they won't be happy because they've not created many chances and they've not really looked in the game. I think maybe a tweak in the second half, maybe take off McGinn and bring on a bit of a pacier attacking option because they just look a bit void of something there. But it was a mistake that put them behind. They're hoping for a bit of luck so they can get back in this game sooner rather than later.
And as for Bosnia, of course, they've got the 1-0 lead right now. We said before we went live, that you kind of look at this Bosnian team and they've got star players in certain positions. Of course, in defence, you'd probably say Kolasinac is one of the bigger players right now. Midfield, obviously, is Miralem Pjanic, and up top is Žeko. How have they played so far?
I think Žeko has been the best man, and I think he's so crucial to the way they build. They can go long, and believe it or not, he has been running into the channels and holding the ball. But also, he can play with his back to goal and bring other players in, like Erin Vistro, make runs beyond him. There's been some nice 1-2s between him and Krunic as well, which have caused some problems. So they've been big players, and they've made some nice movements, but nothing star-studded from anybody.
Interesting stuff. Thank you very much, Kel. Bring you back in a moment. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0 in that game. And, of course, two other games that we are focusing on tonight that we aren't watching, but we're keeping an eye out on the score. Bulgaria 0, Hungary 1. It's Willy Orban, the RB Leipzig defender, with the goal in that game. Looking statistics-wise in this match, there's been a couple of opportunities on goal for Bulgaria tonight, 6 attempts, 2 on target, compared to Hungary's 2, 1 on target. Of course, most importantly, that has led to a goal in that game. So Hungary 1-0 up. You would probably expect Hungary to go on and maybe win that game. And to be fair, on paper, you would expect Hungary to go and win it anyway. Of course, got a couple of decent players on their side, mainly defence, to be honest. They've got Galacki and Orban, both of RB Leipzig, but they've also got the likes of Schlazai up top, which I think a few Bundesliga fans will know from the past. And then you've probably got to say so far, it's the game of the day in the Euro 2020 games playoff semi-final. North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. It started off with an own goal in the 16th minute from Kololi. Then 13 minutes later saw Hadergonay, the Huddersfield Town man, get an equaliser in that game. And then 4 minutes later, North Macedonia getting another goal in that game to make it 2-1. And of course, very similar to the other matches, most importantly for Kosovo, they are still in the game. Only need one more goal to equalise and take it to extra time or penalties. As for North Macedonia right now, they are leading. But 2-1, game of the night so far, you'd probably have to admit. So the scores on the doors, let's run through them very quickly once again. For those of you that have just joined the stream, by the way, do put your thoughts and opinions in the chat on your international team's first half. Be interested to see what you guys think. And put your questions in the comments below. Any football questions, whether it's in terms of transfer deals that you guys have kind of seen throughout deadline day, whether it's about your international team, put them in the chat. We'll read them out as we've got a little bit more of half-time left. But as it currently stands, for those of you that have just joined, Bosnia and Herzegovina 1, Northern Ireland 0, Scotland 0, Israel 0, Norway 0, Serbia 0, Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0, Iceland 2, Romania 0, 2 goals for Gylfi Sigurdsson in that match. Bulgaria 0, Hungary 1, Willie Orban with a goal in that game. And North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. So we'll bring the boys back in just a moment. Benalda's put, I am very hungry right now. I'll probably say I'm very bored of the Republic of Ireland game, but let's bring the boys back in. And so far, interesting games. Some of them very cagey, some of them very enigmatic, you could say. Of course, Rowan's game's got 2 goals in it. Kiminal's game's got that important goal for Bosnia right now. And then the other 3 games that me, Will, and KD are watching right now, still 0-0. It's an interesting one. Do you think any of the games are going to go to extra time and penalties, maybe?
I can see my game going to extra time.
I could as well.
I mean, with the way that this game is going, I think this. I think it will, to be honest, because we looked earlier with Kyle's comments. Let's just very quickly put it up. Of course, he'd rather watch paint dry right now, which I'd agree with him. It's been a very boring game of football between the 2 sides. To be honest, neither team deserved to go through, if we were being polite, with how they've played football so far. But we had the chat earlier. Of course, Rowan watching that game between Iceland and Romania. We had the battle between Stanciu and Gylfi Sigurdsson. We all know who's better, Rowan.
Yeah, Stanciu is outclassed Gylfi Sigurdsson everywhere on the pitch. All Gylfi goals have just been extremely lucky. I don't think one of them came off Stanciu. He took a shot from his own half and Sigurdsson picked it up and he ran into the other side of the net. Blatant cheating. There's obviously a bias against Romania. No, Gylfi Sigurdsson being great. Iceland have been class. Romania, not the best.
No, not the best so far, which is why Gylfi Sigurdsson will be leading his team potentially to the Euros. And well, there's still 45 minutes, so we can't exactly say that. We could see a Romania comeback. Scotland, Israel. There's interesting forwards up top. De Boer and Zahavi. How have they done so far?
They've not been in game, to be honest with you. Neither of any Scotland forwards. Ollie McBurney's not seeing much at ball. Lyndon Dykes, I mean, he's just a target man. They put it up for him. He wins every single header. But it's been John McGinn, like I said. John McGinn's been very good for Scotland, picking the ball up in the pockets of space and then trying to get it forward. And Manor Solomon's made a lot as well, but it's not a lot of chances. It should be 1-0 Scotland because McTominay should have scored from 60 yards out. But I like I said, I could see this going to extra time, definitely, because both sides they seem very reluctant to attack. They both want to keep their structure, which is fair enough. And obviously, no one wants to give a goal away, but we might see like a dodgy penalty or something that give the team a win. I could only see this being like a 1-0 win maximum without that first half as well.
It's sounding very cagey indeed. I think the best question to ask, because I know we'll be getting back into the second half not too long, is I'll probably ask you guys for your player of the match so far. Who's the player that in the first 45 minutes has looked pretty good? I think Rowan's got a very easy job right now. So Rowan, I'll get to you first.
Very surprisingly, it's the man who's got 2 goals, Gylfi Sigurdsson.
It's a very simple one for you.
Yeah, I mean Finn Bongson and Goodmanson have been great, but yeah, it's all Gylfi.
All Gylfi right now. It is the Gylfi show in terms of the playoffs. He's got 2 goals to his name right now. Tough one to call, to be honest. Norway and Serbia 0-0 as it currently stands. Who would you say has been the best player in that first 45?
I think I've got the hardest job here. I'm going to go for Ristic, the left back, the left wing back, wherever he's playing for Serbia. He's been whipping some great balls in, getting in good positions and stuff. And that's where Serbia really been going, really, down the left-hand side to get El Abdellaoui.
Of course, El Abdellaoui there, very good player indeed. Want to try and get a couple of opportunities on goal. I'm going to go to KL next. Of course, Bosnia 1-0 up right now. Northern Ireland got some work to do, but who would you say has been that player in that first 45 minutes that's done a very good job?
Oh, if I could pick a star man from either of these teams, I think you're looking in that forward area and you're looking at number 9, and I think I'm going to go with Edin Dzeko.
Of course, no Josh McGuinness right now. You've said maybe about taking him off the pitch, which is unlike you. No. McGuinness coming off.
No, it's the other one. Take the other one
McGinn,
off.
McGinn, take McGinn off.
Him off.
That's the best thing to do. We said before, it was Katie that said he's got a tough job right now in terms of picking a man of the match in terms of the first 45. Scotland and Israel, it's been a fairly cagey game so far. Who would you say has been that player that stood out?
Well, I said McGinn and Solomon play well, but the player of the half for me was Eli Dasser, the right wing back for Israel. He was up and down. He's causing the Scotland defence a lot of problems when he goes forward, and he's defended really, really well. So I'm going to go with Eli Dasser.
And then unfortunately, I do have to pick somebody out for this Slovakia Republic of Ireland game. If there hadn't been two opportunities late on, I would have said absolutely no one, because no one deserves it in this game, and I think Kyle will agree with me. But I will give it to Duda, because we nearly had an unbelievable bicycle kick goal, which would have just set this game alight in the second half. But the players are back on the pitch. I think we've done very well there to fill the 15 minutes, and I assume some of your teams are back out on the pitch as well?
Yeah, I'm confused. I think Romania are making 3 subs. They are Pushkash, Hadje, and Yanku are all coming on.
Which is, I think we'll see a lot of changes as well, depending on teams. Right now, of course, you'd expect Romania to make a lot more changes being 2-0 down.
Mitrita, Diak. I could tell you the third one, and Alibek. So 3 forward changes. So
they're going for it, which you would expect. And though, of course, the teams are back out on the pitch now. We'll bring the boys back a little bit later on, of course, for those important goals and moments. Bye-bye. There we go. So we're back underway with the second half of these fixtures. As it currently stands in the game that I'm watching, Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. To run down for those of you that have just joined our playoff show, if you're new, by the way, do leave a like and a subscription as always. Welcome along to our Euro 2020 semi-final playoff goal show. Bosnia and Herzegovina is currently 1-0. Kieran L is covering that game. Scotland, Israel is being covered by Will. Norway, Serbia is being covered by Kieran D. I'm covering, unfortunately, the Ireland game right now with how it's gone. It's an awful match. Rowan has the lucky job with Iceland and Romania. That could get quite interesting. Of course, Roman saying a moment ago, there's been 3 forward changes, which you would expect Romania to make as they've got to go for it. So that could get very interesting, depending on what happens in the first 10 to 15 minutes. As Roman said, if they can get a goal in that first 10 or 15 minutes, it's going to make things a little bit nervy for Iceland. Of course, if Iceland gets another goal, you can't exactly say it's game, set and match, but it really could be a very, very tough task for Romania to get back in that game. And of course, 2 other matches tonight that we're keeping a close eye on. Not watching them, but we'll keep you updated with the goals. Bulgaria 0, Hungary 1, which Willie Orban scored in that game. In fact, actually, just as I say that, make it 2-0 because Hungary have scored once again, and the goal has gone to Kalmar. What a fantastic start to the second half for them. We said before, Hungary not had a great deal of opportunities in the first half, but they've straight away, within the first 2 minutes of the second half, gone out there, got a lovely goal. That is from Kalmar, and they're 2-0 to the good. Bulgaria got a lot of work to do if they want to get back into that game, of course. They are just under 45 minutes away from being knocked out of the Euro 2020 playoffs. I know I keep repeating it, but for those of you that have just joined, if the games do stay equal, then we will go into extra time and /or penalties. Of course, what we'll do at that point is if any of the games do go into extra time and or penalties, we'll obviously go and focus on those after the other matches have finished. Of course, if we have 2 or 3 games, we'll be very lucky to have the choice of which ones we want to keep an eye out on. But first card coming out in the second half here, James McLean going into the book, complaining at the referee here. Referee has booked him indeed. It was a foul on handshake. Right decision there from the referee. Don't really know why McLean's complaining about it. And it's a free kick just the halfway line here for Slovakia. If you missed the first half of this game, it's been very sloppy indeed. Not really much going on at all between the two sides. Hopefully, both managers have had a talking to the two teams and we get some more action. Just have a look right now and seeing what everything that goes on. As it currently stands, Norway 0, Serbia 0, Scotland 0, Israel 0. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 0, Iceland 2-0 up against Romania, Hungary now 2-0 up against Bulgaria, and North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. So we're getting plenty of goals tonight, which is good to see. And it is what you kind of expect in these matches, of course. Very competitive games of football. All these sides will be desperate to make it through into the Euros next year. And of course, there is another game going on tonight as well. It's a international friendly, which I don't see many people really watching tonight. England taking on Wales. If you want to know the score of that match as it currently stands, it is 1-0 to England at half-time. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the goal. First appearance for him in an England shirt and his first goal, which, of course, Kyle will be absolutely delighted about. I can see him there celebrating in the bottom of my screen. And, of course, England's number 9 may be a little bit more than just these first 3 games. You never know, of course. We'll have to find out how he does in the Nations League fixtures, which, talking about the Nations League fixtures, we are actually going to be covering those in a few days' time. We do have the England-Belgium game, which is coming up, I think, in a few days' time. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. And there's a few other matches on as well in the background. So do keep your eyes out because we have some Nations League watch-alongs. In fact, I'll be able to show you on the screen right now in 2 seconds that some of the content that we've got still to come on the channel in the next few weeks. So while we have a few moments, we've got England versus Belgium, which is coming up on the 11th of October. That's at 4:45. So do keep your eyes out for that game. That's going to be an interesting one. Might actually be an enjoyable game of football to watch. Then we also have a very interesting set of fixtures to cover. Everton, Liverpool and Celtic Rangers. We have Derby Day action on the 17th of October at 12:15. 2 games to cover. The Merseyside Derby and the Old Firm. Will be covering both games live as Slovakia have an opportunity on goal. Marek Hamšík with a header that just glances wide of the mark. Slight touch on the ball, I think, there from Darren Randolph. Let's just see the opportunity. Good chance there, which just goes wide of the mark. But we'll have to see there. So that's the Merseyside Derby and the Old Firm game. 17th of October, live from 12:15. For those matches, of course, be interesting to see what happens in 2 very good derbies. And then, of course, the most important one, I think, for a lot of people, the Champions League is back in a few days' time. 20th of October, we'll be live with the first set of fixtures with our goal show. That is groups E to H. So that includes Chelsea, Lazio, Barcelona and Manchester United. We'll be live from 7:30 with kickoff at 8 o'clock for those games, of course. We're going to be doing the goal show for those ones. We have to, indeed. And then straight after that, the day afterwards, on the 21st of October, we have the other set of fixtures. That is from 7:30. Groups A to D includes Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Manchester City, and Liverpool. So do keep your eyes out for those games as well. And then finally, in terms of the footballing stuff, do keep your eyes out because the other thing that's going on, there's some Europa League action as well. We're not going to be doing the Europa League's goal show, but we are going to be covering 1 game a week from the Europa League. And the game we're going to be covering to kick us off, what a fixture this is, Celtic versus AC Milan. That's on the 22nd of October at 7:45. So that's all the football in action, but there's also some more sporting action as well because you can join Rowan for the F1. Of course, F1 is back once again, and you can keep up to date with the race that's going to be taking place on, I think it is the Eiffel Grand Prix on the 11th of October. The race starts at 1:10. I assume Rowan will be live about 1 o'clock for that. 10-15 minutes before the race starts, so you can keep your eyes out for that as well. If you do enjoy your F1 content, and Rowan has indeed said German Grand Prix 1 o'clock, so do keep your eyes out for all of the content on the channel. So there's our plug-in section. We'll not plug anymore for now, but you can see the live scores that are going across the bottom of your screen. As it currently stands, we've not really had any goals apart from 1 in the second half so far. Hungary 2-0 up. And just have a look right now in the chat. Willstream has died, so hopefully he'll be able to get the game back up very shortly. But Slovakia coming forward here. Could have the first opportunity of the second half. Going to try and lay it off to Duda. Good work at the back there from, I think it was Egan who cleared the ball. And we have a corner for Slovakia. Can this game maybe liven up? But we have had a goal, and it is in the game between Bosnia and the Northern Ireland. Of course, we've only had 1 goal so far in the second half. This is now the second goal. Bosnia 1-0 up Is it a Bosnia second or a Northern Ireland equaliser? It's 1-1.
It's McGinn, and this is why I'm not a football manager, because I said take him off at half time. He breaks down the left-hand side, wins a 50-50. The defender tries to clear it, but clears it off the shins of McGinn. He's through on goal, slots it past Sehic to his left, and it's 1-1. And a bit of luck in this goal as well. So both sides thanking, Lady Luck for their goals, but it's 1-1. Oh, Dzeko's through the middle.
Game.
Oh, sorry, Dzeko was through the middle there, but great defensive clearances from Craig Cathcart. What a game this has been so far. Oh.
Take a breather, Kieran. Take a breather. It's 1-1. Plenty of time for more goals in that one. We're about 53 minutes into the game, maybe 55, something like around that time. And what a fantastic start. 1-1 there. Plenty of time for someone to try and nick a winner, or maybe extra time and penalties. You never know. We'll have to find out, of course. A fantastic match for Kieran L right now. But Slovakia, Republic of Ireland, getting a little bit more feisty here. Slovakia having a large spell of possession in the last couple of minutes. Marek Hamšík being the man trying to make a few things happen. There's going to be a corner here for Slovakia, which Hamšík is going to take in a moment. Could we see the first goal of this game going? We'll have to find out. The two of the games going on in the background, the games that we're keeping an eye out on but not watching, still North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1, and Hungary, of course, with that second goal in their game makes it 2-0. But the corner's going to be whipped in here by Hamšík. It's a great cross towards the right-hand side of the post, but there's no one there to get it. Although there is a slight deflection on the ball, I think we should have another corner here for Slovakia. And, of course, Marek Hamšík, former Napoli player, has got an exquisite, left foot on him. He's really good player on his day, now in the Chinese Super League, and he is going to take this corner. Can he get a Slovakian goal and really get this game some life? Because in this first 10 minutes, it has been a little bit better than the first half, but still waiting for a goal in this match. Hamšík puts the ball into the box, comes towards the near post, going to be headed away once again by the Republic of Ireland here. Some dangerous defending. Doherty clears it away. It's going to be the third corner of the game. But while we wait for this corner to go in, we have had a chance. It's that Norway-Serbia game. It's still 0-0. But who's had the opportunity, Kieran?
Well, there's actually been two chances since you've last heard from me, Josh. Somehow, it is still 0-0. Ball whipped in from the right-hand side. Jurisic inside the box, takes a touch, turns. He's literally right in front of the goal. And Jarstein makes an absolutely fantastic save. And just then, Mitrovic has a header. And if he catches it clean, it's going in the back of the net. Manages to somehow head it off the head of the defender that's contesting the ball with him. And it bounces straight into Jarstein's hands. Still 0-0, but like I said, Serbia have come out firing in the second half.
Somehow. You've got to get a goal eventually, surely. Best of luck. I mean, there's been so many chances right now. It could maybe go into extra time penalties, but you will get one eventually, fingers crossed. Thank you very much, KD. Still 0-0 as it currently stands between Norway and Serbia. That has to have a goal in it, surely, at some point. In fact, let's have a quick look at the stats while some of the games have gone a little bit quiet here. Slovakia with a goal kick in this game against the Republic of Ireland. And let's just have a look at the statistics of this game. And wow, I mean, you look at the stats of this match, 11 attempts, 6 on target for the away side Serbia. As for Norway, they've had 4 attempts, only 2 on target. Sounds like a very good game of football so far. But we have had another opportunity. Of course, we spoke to Kale a moment ago. It was Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1. Who's the opportunity gone to?
This is a different opportunity that's literally just happened as you're coming to me. Jamal Lewis has still got it, hits it on his right, deflected and over the bar. We'll go back to the first one. Radi Krunic is in the box. He shows the defender with his right-hand side and quick flick of the body to the left, and he's through on goal. Bailey Peacock-Farrell with a brilliant save. Quick, the counter-attack is up the other way. Can you believe it? They've come up there like it's nothing. Paddy McNair is on the right-hand side. He drills it across the box. The keeper saves it, but only into the path of Stephen Davis. But his shot's deflected and then falls to Lewis, whose shot is deflected and goes over the bar. Oh, Josh, it's entertaining stuff over here, I promise you.
It's a very good game, much better than the game that I've got. You've got to take a breather, take a moment to calm down. It's a mental match from the sounds of it. We'll have a look at the statistics in a moment, but it's 1-1. Surely there's going to be another goal in that game, do you think?
Well, the corner's just coming in now, and it's cleared at the back post by Bosnia, but... yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be far more opportunities before this game is out. And I think 1,300 or something in attendance will be thoroughly entertained, if not happy, because it's Bosnia that are on the back foot at the moment.
Thank you very much, Kale. Still 1-1 in that game. We've had a couple of little opportunities. Well, I wouldn't say even little, a couple of decent opportunities there as we were live with KL checking out the match. We're still 1-1. Looks like a very good game of football, obviously. Sass put in the chat the smile face. I don't know whether they'd be happy about that right now. Still in the game, which is the important thing. But let's have a quick look at the statistics of this match so far. Let's get a kind of an idea of how this game has been. And you've got to say, looking at the stats, a very decent game of football so far. 9 attempts with 4 on target for Bosnia. Northern Ireland, 8 attempts with 1 on target. Of course, that eventually being the goal. But a very good game of football. Plenty of time left in it. In fact, we are just around, I think, hitting the hour mark, or maybe a little bit less in these games. And with half an hour left to go. But I do think some of these games will come out a little bit more. Teams will start making changes, maybe shifting up their tactics a little bit, really going for it, as you would expect in these Euro 2020 semi-finals. But it's still 1-1 in that game as it currently stands. So let's have a quick gander at the scores while it's a little bit quiet. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1, Scotland 0, Israel 0. Still waiting for a goal in that game as it currently stands with half an hour to go. Norway 0, Serbia 0, Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. Honestly, not much to talk about in this game at all, apart from 2 changes which are just taking place in this match. Of course, teams starting to go for it. First change is Brady coming on for McLean, and then the other change is Brown coming on for McCarthy. He's going a little bit more attacking. Iceland 2, Romania 0, Bulgaria 0, Hungary 2, and then North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. Going to get to Rome, though. There's been a VAR check between Iceland and Romania. What's going on?
It's still going on, and I'm trying to see who it is. I think it's Sigurdsson, and I know it's Sigurdsson on Burka. And basically, a free kick's coming. It's cleared comfortably by Gunnarsson, but it seems Burka's gone down after a collision with the Icelandic centre back Sigurdsson. I'm checking whether I think it's an elbow to the head. Possibly.
Potential red card.
They're taking it a while. This happened a while ago because straight from this corner we had a counter attack where it was Paulson played the ball through to Traustason, and it was all he took an extra great save by Trasanu, but he's gone all the way back. I'm just trying to see. Oh, there is an elbow, but I don't think it touches him.
Might get away with it here. I mean, it's not technically getting away with it, but a little bit lucky it hasn't connected with him, or else we would be potentially talking about a red card.
It's an awkward angle because Gunnarsson's obviously jumped up and headed the ball, and he's blocking the angle. But
VAR check over?
No, still got him.
Still going. Taking their time. I mean, they like to take the time, which is the important thing. I guess if they take their time, they can be 100% sure on whether the decision is correct or not. But what would you say in this situation?
The problem is, I'm going to have another look here. His elbow's up. All right. It's penalty. Yeah, penalty. Yeah. It's one of them ones where you can't really tell what it is. But yeah, it's been given as a penalty. Penalty for Romania. Oh.
Well, this makes things interesting.
It was Sigurdsson. It was an elbow to the head to Baku. Don't know who's going to step up and take it. For Romania, because obviously 3 attackers, but yeah, expect probably maybe Pushkas, Hadji, maybe. I'm trying to use over at number. Is that number 10? I think it's number 10. I think it's Maxim who's stepping up to take it.
Interesting. Can Romania get back in it? Sasha's put, by the way, is not happy about the result right now in terms of the Bosnia game. But if Romania can get a goal back here, this is going to make that game with half an hour to go very, very tasty.
Yeah, it's Maxim. Haldarsson's going to have a big job here. Referee's just having a word with Haldarsson, says stay on the line. Maxim's just waiting. Referee's moving away.
I mean, it sounded like a really good game of football, to be honest.
Yeah. I think if this penalty does go in, the game gets really interesting because Romania in the past couple of five minutes have really mounted a bit of pressure. Maxim steps up though, fakes. Oh, and he sends the keeper doesn't even dive, and it's 2-1.
2-1. What a game of football. Thank you so much, Rowan. Romania are right back in it. I'm just going to quickly change the score. There we go. With about 25 minutes left. Could we have an incredible comeback on our hands? Do you think it's possible, Rowan?
I doubt it. I very do much doubt. I think Iceland have still been the better team, but you never say never.
Exactly. That's the perfect way of putting it. Thank you very much, Rowan. Hopefully, we'll be coming back with some more goals because that is an absolutely enthralling match. 25 minutes left, about 27, I'd have probably said. 2-1, game on Romania, and Florin must be a little bit excited because his team have an opportunity to get back into it. Benaldo, of course, putting come on Romania. And while we had that opportunity going on there with the penalty and the VAR check, there has been another chance in the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. The poor man can't breathe. There's so many opportunities going on, but who's it to, Kieran?
It was to Bosnia, and it was the man who just got his move to Barcelona in the summer. It was a free kick. I'd say about, past 20 yards, maybe about 23. As they're coming forward, it's Hadžimatović, hits it, saved by Peacock Farrell. Sorry, different chance. It was a free kick about 23 yards out. Pjanic is standing over it. Paddy McNair's late underneath the wall, so he can't go under it. Goes to curl it round the wall, and he hits the bar, and it comes straight back out. And I thought they were going to score the rebound, but nothing came of it. And as you see, Hadžimatović has just had another chance saved by Peacock Farrell. It is unbelievable stuff, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this watch along.
Very relentless indeed. Thank you very much, KL. 1-1 as it currently stands. As I said, the poor man can't breathe. There's just too many chances going on right now. But what a game of football. That's the important thing. And he's still 1-1. There's still plenty of time for that winning goal. We're about towards the 65th minute of some of these games, maybe edging towards the 70th minute in other matches. Just having a look right now, Will's just put Nerbitten just did a half Maradona spin. That's as good as the Scotland and Israel game gets right now. And in fact, to be honest, if he's doing half Maradona spins, that should instantly award their 3 goals to Israel. And then there has been a change in the Norway-Serbia game. Josh King has come on and Johansson has come off. So they're going a little bit more attacking in that game. Of course, King could play as a winger and as a forward, as a natural striker, linked with a move away to from Bournemouth, of course, in the Championship, looking like he could maybe go to West Ham. We'll have to find out in the next couple of days, but could certainly advertise himself with a goal, potentially to put Norway into the playoff finals. For those of you that are just joining, welcome along to our Euro 2020 playoff semi-final goal show. If you are new, as always, and have enjoyed the show so far, do leave a like and a subscription. It's very, very greatly appreciated. We have 25 minutes of sporting action left with potentially extra time and penalties. Of course, if the games do stay 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, vice versa, we will see extra time and maybe penalty shootouts in some of the games. But as the scores currently stand across our 7 fixtures tonight, we have Bosnia 1-1 against Northern Ireland, Scotland 0-0 against Israel, Norway 0, Serbia 0, Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0, Iceland 2, Romania 1. Romania just a moment ago actually getting the goal back in that game courtesy of a penalty from a VAR check. Bulgaria 0, Hungary 2. Hungary scoring quite early on in the first and second half of their game. And North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. All those goals coming in the first half seems to have died down a little bit in that match right now. But the game I'm covering is Slovakia and Republic of Ireland. And in this first 20 minutes of the second half, we've not really had much to report on, hence why I've not said anything. Couple of opportunities for Slovakia, little small chances here and there, but nothing really testing for either of the two sides. And with 23 minutes to go, it just really needs something to spark this game into life. Kaz just part, I'm going to go for an out. Can you wake me up when Ireland score? Honestly, I think somebody else might have to wake me up when Ireland score because this game is sending me to sleep right now. I might as well just put the North Macedonia game on. But it is still 0-0. Slovakia coming forward here. And I've got to say, if I was Stephen Kenny, I would probably try and make one more change here because it's been very disappointing so far. And to be honest, all I can see is Slovakia going on and winning the game with how it's been in this kind of last 20 minutes. But still 0-0. As for the other games, we're getting goals elsewhere, which is fantastic to see, of course. KD covering that game between Norway and Serbia, still not had any goals in it so far, which is crazy in terms of how the stats are looking. But hopefully we can get a goal soon in that one. And of course, England playing off in their game today. They've got an international friendly against Wales, still 1-0, just gone into the second half of that match. And then you can also see on the screen right now, Scotland 0, Israel 0. Plenty of time in that game to have a goal. And just as I say that, there hasn't been a goal in the Scotland game, but England are now 2-0 up in their game against Wales. Find out who scored in just a moment's time. I mean, if it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, there'll be excitement from KL. But of course, that is the international friendly that's going on today. But good performance there from England. As for these two sides, the main game, which is Slovakia versus Republic of Ireland, there's an opportunity here for Republic of Ireland to come forward. A very rare chance in this second half. Not really done much to test Marek Rodak in goal. And just as I say that, awful ball from David McGoldrick, really heavy touch, which gives it straight back to Slovakia here. And they've got a chance to come forward. Number 11, which is Mihalik coming forward. Going to have a throw in here, Slovakia. Maybe they can make something of it. And it's Connor Cody who's got the goal for England. So 2-0 in that game and a good goal there for the Wolves centre-back. There has been changes in the Scotland-Israel game. Will has just put Berem Natko. He's coming off for Abu Fani. That is not Ansu Fati. This is the B-Tech Ansu Fati, Abu Fani. The man who's coming on, starting having a go at Harry Kane when Spurs beat Maccabi Haifa 7-2 last week. So maybe he might be able to have a go at some of the Scottish players and get them rifled up with 20 minutes to go of that match. But Benaldo there putting as well, goal for Connor Cody. So very good to see. But 20 minutes to go here. And Ireland are coming forward and they've got to surely score here. And it's a great save from Marek Rodak. And it was the substitute Brown who should have put it into the back of the net. It's a ball lofted in. I think Hurahan lays it off to him just inside of the box. And it's such a good opportunity. He takes the touch, Brown, takes the shot on towards the right-hand side of the post. But Marek Rodak saves. And for a goalkeeper who, to be honest, hasn't had much to do in this kind of last 20, 25 minutes of the second half, makes a very good save indeed. And that is the first shot on target for Ireland in 70 minutes. And they've got a corner here. They've got to try and make the most of this. Of course, if they can get a goal with 20 minutes left, it really will force Slovakia to come out and make some changes. Ball's going to be lofted into the box. It's an in-swinging ball that doesn't lead to anyone. Jeff Hendrick takes it on the volley as it comes down. And the referee is given a free kick in, I think anyway, Shane Duffy with a foul in the build-up. So very, very poor there from the Republic of Ireland. And easy spot-on decision there from the referee. Shane Duffy just towering over one of the Slovakian players. And it's the right decision indeed. So 70 minutes on the clock. Still 0-0. And I think Kenny is doing a very good job right now of trying to bore the Republic of Ireland fans to death, because I'm pretty sure most of them will have probably gone to bed right now in terms of how this game has gone. But we can actually go to a game where there has been opportunities. Norway, Serbia, still 0-0 right now. There has been an opportunity, but has it led to a goal, KD?
Well, it's another chance for Serbia. And if I say to you, Josh, trademark Kolarov, what are you expecting?
I would expect either a free kick or a long-range effort.
Long-range effort, I think it's about 40 yards that goes cutting along the floor, bounces a few times, and it looks like it's just going to beat Jarstein at the near post. And he just about keeps out. He's been absolutely fantastic tonight, the Norwegian goalkeeper. Since Josh King's come on, though, Norway have not really had that much of the ball. They're not really using his pace to their advantage at all. It's been all Serbia, and I can see him nicking this, but I would not complain at extra time if you just want to stay with it, because Norway are on the counter-attack here. No, it's fine. You can go 0-0.
That's all right. 0-0. Thank you very much. It does look like that game is going potentially into extra time or penalties. There's probably about just under 20 minutes of that game to go. And if you actually look across the board right now, as it currently stands, we've got 4 games that could go into extra time, which is fantastic to see. I mean, if we can have 4 games at least, then nearly everybody's got one to cover for extra time. Of course, there's still time left in this match as Ireland do come forward here. Doherty with a driving run. He just can't get through on goal, though. And there has been a change in the Scotland-Israel game. Ollie McBurney has come off for Shankland. Will has put McBurney has been very poor tonight, the Sheffield United forward. And we're going back to KD again because there's been another chance, Norway-Serbia. Who's had the chance this time?
Well, just 1 second. This corner's being floated in. It's headed away. Well, the chances for Norway this time on the counter-attack that I said nothing had come from, because it was cleared, Josh King won the ball back, turned, hit it on the volley, and Rashkovic had to make an absolutely outstanding save. And Josh, it's still 0-0.
There's got to be a goal at some point. 15 minutes left. It has to happen, surely.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Thank you very much, KD. 0-0 as it somehow currently stands in that game. There is a change here for Slovakia. Honigstein is coming on in this match, the number 7, with 17 minutes to go. Just having a look at some other things as well. Kieran's put in his game, which is the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland, he's put Corey Evans, former Hull City legend, is coming off. White is on. So some changes there in that match. Still 1-1 in that game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. To keep you up to date with the other 2 games going on that we're keeping our close eyes on, Bulgaria is still 2-0 down to Hungary. They've got work to do if they want to get back into that game. There's 15 minutes left to go of that match. And then North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. Still no goals in the second half of that game. But once again, there is about 50 minutes left to go of that match. So as the scores currently look, in terms of all the games right now, Slovakia coming forward. They've got a good chance on goal. It is a goal line clearance. Oh, that is absolutely superb. And that really should be 1-0 to Slovakia. And it's the number 7. He's literally just come onto the pitch just a moment ago. He's had such a good opportunity. Honigstein, he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, takes one touch, then takes another touch, tries to get it round Randolph, but luckily there to clear it away on the line. I think it was Shane Duffy who could just get a touch, clears it away, and well, it was an opportunity there for Slovakia to get a goal. And as Kyle says, they're great defending by Duffy to be able to clear it off the line. But Slovakia right now really holding up in this second half, and I've got to admit, they probably look the better of the 2 sides in the second half. As mad as it is to say, I think Ireland have looked very disappointing throughout the entire 75 minutes. Although they're coming forward here, trying to lay it off into Brown, a few flicks in the box, and then Slovakia player does go down, and the referee does give a free kick. And then Carl put as well, the Norway-Serbia game does seem like an entertaining game of football indeed. Plenty of opportunities, but still no goal in that one. Talking about goals, we can have a look at all of the games so far and give you a rundown of the scores with 15 minutes left to go of these games as it currently stands across these matches. Let me just take the comment off the screen there. There we go. It is Bosnia 1. Northern Ireland 1, 15 minutes left of that one to see if we can get a potential winner. And I'm just going to update the screen because there has been a goal elsewhere. It is once again in one of the matches we're not currently watching tonight. And it is surely game, set and match for Hungary. They're now 3-0 up on the night. And the goal has gone to Nikolic, Chicago Fire forward. He's got the goal in that game. And it should be a win for Hungary now with about 15 minutes left to go of that match. So 3-0 Hungary in that game. And looking across the games tonight, obviously Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1. Scotland still 0-0 against Israel. Norway somehow still 0-0 against Serbia. 2 very good attacking sides that seem to have not been able to score a goal yet in their match. Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0. Quite the opposite in this game. It's 2 teams that just can't be bothered to score. Iceland 2, Romania 1. Iceland 2-0 up, but Romania got a penalty not too long ago that put them back in this game. Can they get an equaliser and take that to extra time or even go on and win it? Bulgaria now 3-0 down against Hungary. It should be a game set match for Hungary to go into the Euro 2020 playoff finals next month. And North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. So not too bad across the board tonight in these games. As I said, we do have 15 minutes left to go of these matches. Time is running out. And as for time, time is of the essence. We're 13 minutes away from potentially 4 games going into extra time and penalties. And another game going on to now is the England match. England are 3-0 up now in their friendly against Wales, which Florian has just put in the chat, as KD has as well. Well, of course, we'll find out who scored in a moment to make it 3 But very good performance tonight from England. They'll be absolutely delighted with a couple of different players on the pitch, the likes of Grealish, Cody, Calvert-Lewin, Danny Ings, to name a few. And talking about Danny Ings, it is Danny Ings who scored. So two of the very underappreciated English forwards tonight scoring, Calvert-Lewin and Danny Ings both getting goals in that game for England tonight. So they'll be both very happy with their performances, of course, against Wales. Might give Gareth Southgate something to think about. And, of course, Wales put former Liverpool legend scoring there in that match. But in these games so far, we're getting towards the last 10 minutes. This is where things get interesting. If you have just joined us, welcome along to the Goal Show. If you're new, as always, do leave a like and a subscription. It's very greatly appreciated, of course, if you do leave a subscription and, of course, click the bell for the notifications of when we do go live with our shows. But we have got a few changes in the Norway-Serbia game. And just having a look here, Milinkovic-Savic and Milikovic have come on. So Milinkovic-Savic, of course, didn't start tonight. What a play to bring off the bench. And Jurisic and Maksimovic have come off. And Miljevic has come on. Obviously must be getting ready for penalties, as KD has put in the chat. So a few changes there. With 11 minutes to go in this game between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland, you might as well set up camp for a penalty shootout, because it does feel like, with the way that this game is going, we're going to be 0-0 at the 90th minute mark. We've got a potential chance here maybe for Ireland to come forward. We've, said a couple of times they've had little opportunities, but nothing really major. Brown with the best opportunity for the away side tonight, the only shot on target for Ireland. But Slovakia have only had one shot on target themselves, which was a couple of moments ago from their substitute, and the number 7 that came on, Harrislin, had a very good opportunity on goal, which Shane Duffy did clear off the line. But apart from that, nothing really to speak about in these games. But Slovakia are coming forward here. They might have a chance to do something. It's Peter Pekarik, the Hertha Berlin fullback, tries to loft the ball into the box towards Andre Duda, just can't get there. And I think the referee's playing on with the advantage for Slovakia. Here's Andre Duda just at the edge of the box, trying to work the ball into the path of Pekarik, who's just going to take his time. And while Slovakia wait to kind of build on an opportunity, we finally have a goal in the Norway-Serbia game. Who is it to, Kieran?
It's Serbia, and what a massive goal it is for their country as well. They're going to be getting into that final, I'm pretty sure, because Norway just don't have it in them anymore. But it's the free kick, which is originally won by the goal scorer, Milinkovic-Savic, who has just come off the bench. He wins the free kick about 45 yards out. It's put in. Mitrovic puts it back across the goal, and Milinkovic-Savic has the simplest of tap-ins. There will be a VAR check for offside, but to me, he looks onside, and it's a massive goal for Serbia.
Massive indeed. You've got the goal. We waited 80 minutes and we have the goal. It is 1-0 Serbia. Thank you very much, KD. There's 10 minutes left. Norway are going to have to do something here if they want to get back in this match. It is crunch time. 9 minutes to go of these games. And we could see some dramatic moments going on throughout these matches. So let's have a quick look at the comments to see what you guys are saying. Florin is saying a few things, of course. 3-0 for England right now. Chris has said, is free at the back with wing-backs the way for England to go formation-wise as it works with the World Cup? Potentially, of course. I mean, it's good to see a couple of different players playing tonight for England that we haven't seen, like Calvert-Lewin, for example, deserved a call-up. Danny Ings getting a game. Grealish as well. Connor Cody. Very good players getting opportunities, which is good to see. But of course, Josh, the last time England played, it was boring, but tonight they're pulling out some excitement. Exactly. They wait until I don't watch the bloody game and they turn up with the goals. Unbelievable. And they've been able to put a sweet little overhead kick from Ings from headed assist off free kick by Mings. That would be absolutely sick if that could ever happen. But we're just going to have a quick look here in the chat. There's a few substitutions going on across the board as we go into the last 10 minutes. McGinn has come off and Jones has come on in the Northern Ireland game. That isn't John McGinn. That is the Northern Irish forward McGinn coming off. And then there has been a substitution for Israel. Dabur has come off. And Shona Weissman, who just recently signed for Real Valladolid, of course, in La Liga, he has come on. So Israel looking to go for it, of course, another forward coming on in that match. For a forward, of course, but a very good forward indeed. Shona Weissman did very, very well last season in the Austrian League, scoring about 25 goals. And then another change as well, this time in the Bosnia game, and it's Bosnia making that change. It's Hadzijametovic who's come off for a little bit more attacking Gojak. So Bosnia trying to go for it as well. As you would expect, with 10 minutes to go of these games, and Slovakia coming forward here against the Republic of Ireland, a ball lofted into the box. Somebody tries to take it on the half volley, and one of their own players gets there. I think it's Horosovsky who's gone to take the volley, and it's Kuchka that gets in the way of him and just boots Kuchka straight in the ribs. Somehow he hasn't gone down to the floor and he's all right, but eventually going to go out and play for a goal kick. Very, very boring game indeed. And with 7 minutes left, time is running out for either side to get the winning goal. Or we could, of course, see extra time with about 7 minutes left. There are two games, as we said before tonight, that we're keeping a close eye out on. Still 3-0 Hungary in their match. They are going to be going through pretty much. Great performance from them tonight to get through to the playoff finals. And North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. Of course, all the goals coming in the first half of that match. Still some time here for Kosovo maybe to go on and try and nick a winner. We'll have to find out. Of course, 6 minutes left of their game. Can they get an equaliser? Sorry, not a winner. Just having a look. Unfortunately, for Will, look away because Atdeniyu has come off the pitch. So we won't be seeing an Atdeniyu winner tonight or equaliser. But of course, Kosovo still got a few minutes left in that one to try and get a goal in that match. But Republic of Ireland coming forward here. McGoldrick with a driving run. This could be an opportunity. Trying to go around the goalkeeper here. Ireland surely... Oh, it's unbelievable. He's cleared it off the line. He could come back. How have Ireland not scored? Unbelievable. David McGoldrick with a driving run into the box. Does really, really well to dance his way around the Slovakian players. Trying to lay off. It's pretty much a FIFA sweaty goal. It's FIFA sweaty-esque in terms of how they've worked the opportunity. And somehow the ball hasn't guided itself into the back of the net. Just in the replay here now, it's a ball that is eventually gifted towards Callum Robinson. He's then eventually led off into the path of Hurahan. I'd probably say about 5 yards out from the goal and somehow doesn't put it into the back of the net. He's cleared off the line and it's still 0-0. I don't know how Slovakia have done it, but two teams that have both made goal line clearances from their centre-backs. And I think it was Valiant who made the clearance there and very good clutch defending from both sides. Stays 0-0. Unbelievable. There's going to be a few changes here now for Slovakia. Kuchka coming off for Gregush with about 5 minutes to go. Can he potentially be the hero of this match and nick a winning goal in this game? We'll have to find out, of course, with about 5 minutes to go over the majority of the games. And Kyle has just put, Hurahan should have scored. I'm speechless and angry at the same time. I have no idea how he's not scored. He's about 5 yards from the goal. Unbelievable. And I mean, every Irish fan right now must be fuming at the fact that they should really be 1-0 up here and nicking this game with a late winner. We have, though, another goal. Norway, Serbia. Things are interesting. Have Serbia got a 2-0 lead and killed this game off, or are Norway back in it? Kieran D.
Oh, what a goal! It's Norway, it's 1-1, and it's an absolutely fantastic finish by the substitute Norman, who's come off the bench for Norway, and it's an absolutely fantastic finish. He's going absolutely nowhere through the legs of two Serbia defenders on from the outside of the area, puts it into the bottom corner. I think we might be going to extra time here, Josh.
Well, it's certainly spiced up in the last couple of minutes, and extra time will take that. Fantastic finish. And Norway are somehow back in the game when it looked dead. Thank you very much, KD. 1-1 is the score of that game with about 5 minutes to go. It really is crunch time. Let's have a look at these scores with 5 minutes left of these games. Bosnia 1. Northern Ireland 1. We could be going to extra time in that one. Scotland 0. Israel 0. It's been pretty quiet in the second half, to be honest. Not really heard of a great deal of opportunities from Will. We could see extra time in that match, as is Norway-Serbia. That has livened up in the last 5 or 10 minutes. We could have extra time in that one as well, as is Slovakia-Republic of Ireland. That is 0-0. We could be going extra time in this one too. Very boring game so far, but hopefully extra time might liven it up. Iceland 2, Romania 1. Of course, Romania did get a goal back from a penalty, but that one's looking like time is starting to run out for Romania. They're going to have to try and do something special here, of course. Need one more goal to take that to extra time. This one's a guaranteed result pretty much, unless Bulgaria do something incredible in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Hungary are going through. And of course, North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. We still could have a time for Kosovo's equaliser in that game and maybe take that one to extra time and penalties. And just as I say, we have had a goal in one of the games that we're not watching tonight. Hungary, a little bit too late for a comeback, anyone? 3-1 now. Bulgaria getting a goal in that game. It is towards the latter end. Yomov in the 89th minute. They'd need 2 more goals in about the next 2 or 3 minutes. Very, very unlikely indeed that is going to happen. But 3-1 in that match. Of course, Hungary will be a little bit disappointed that they've conceded a goal late on. But of course, still pretty much looking like they're going to go through to the next round. Well, the finals it will be, of course, of the Euro 2020 playoffs. Drama across the board. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 games potentially going into extra time here. We are now hitting towards the 90th minute of these games, and we have had a chance between Scotland and Israel. Will, who's had the opportunity?
It was a chance for Israel. It's been a lively second half, but like I said, still not many clear-cut chances. It was El Hamed, right, who's a centre-back. He's playing left wing-back tonight, and he's been getting forward a lot. He's been doing some step-overs. He's been pulling all the tricks out of the bag, and he's cut inside again, had a shot. And I thought it deflected into the back of the net, but obviously because of the camera angle, it deceived me. But it was McSauce who got the big block, because I think the shot was heading for the goal, but McSauce got his head there and made the big block. But it's getting very, very nerve-wracking here. Both sides, you know, it's end-to-end stuff. And I feel like a team could nick it in these last 5 minutes. I think there'll be about 4 or 5 minutes added on. It's currently 89 minutes, so I think there'll be about 5 minutes left. And we'll see if anyone can win it, but remains no.
Thank you very much. Well, this is it. This is where things get exciting. We're into additional time of the Slovakia Republic of Ireland game. Wouldn't say this one's going to get exciting. There's 3 minutes left of this match. In terms of the Norway-Serbia game, 4 minutes of additional time. We are in the 90th minute. Who can become a hero and come clutch for their nation when they need them the most? We are into the dying embers of this match. And Ireland are coming forward. A ball's lofted towards McGoldrick. Slight deflection, I think, from a Slovakia player. There's a throw-in in a decent position here for Ireland. 2 minutes of additional time in the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. Can someone in one of those 4 games where they're currently still level nick a winner in their match? 5 minutes of additional time between Iceland and Romania. Romania need 1 more goal to take this game into extra time. For those of you, of course, that have just joined and don't know how the playoffs are working, if the games are level, 1-1, 0-0, 2-2, there's going to be 30 minutes of additional time with potential penalties. Long-range effort here for Slovakia. Nothing, though, really testing for Darren Randolph. And with 2 minutes to go, it does look like we're going to go to extra time in this one. 3 minutes of additional time between Scotland and Israel. And just looking at the other games that are going on, of course, Bulgaria-Hungary is in the 93rd minute now, so that one should be done and dusted. As for North Macedonia and Kosovo, I think they've got 3 minutes additional time, so maybe we could see an equaliser from Kosovo. But as it currently stands, 4 games are going into extra time. The question is, are they going to go into extra time, or will someone nick a goal in the dying embers of these games? Of course, currently 0-0 between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. Norway 1-1. What a game of football that one's been. I mean, another half an hour of football will certainly be fantastic for KD. Scotland 0, Israel 0. That one's been a little bit quiet in the second half, but not a bad match overall. And of course, Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1. That's been a thrilling game of football. I think Kim and I'll be very happy that that's got another half an hour of action going on. Of course, for us lot, very disappointed that we've got another half an hour of action going on, because I'd rather it have just gone to penalties with how tosh this game has been so far. But looking at the other games going on, Bulgaria and Hungary, 94th minute, no goals there, and Kosovo running out of time to get an equaliser in their game. Are North Macedonia about to go through into the playoff finals to face off against Georgia? What a great game of football that'll be for the 2 smaller nations. And then KL has just put, in terms of the Bosnia Northern Ireland game, McNair is off. McNair off, Thompson on, and then McGuinness has come off. Lafferty has come on. So McGuinness has gone off, unfortunately, which is a real shame. Thumbs down there from KL from what I've just seen in the bottom corner of my screen. But just looking at some of the games, Bulgaria-Hungary still going on. North Macedonia and Kosovo still going on. 93rd minute here. Free kick lofted into the box. And the referee blows his whistle. We are going into extra time in the Slovakia-Republic of Ireland game. And I bloody wish we hadn't, because if you're a Republic of Ireland fan or even a Slovakian fan, this has been a dross game. Terrible to watch. Full time in the other games. Let's go around the board as we go into extra time in some of these matches. Norway 1, Serbia 1, extra time, Kieran. Another half an hour of football for you. You must be happy.
Oh, yeah. It got exciting during the second half. Not going to lie, the first half was a little bit tosh. This second half's livened up a bit. I mean, I said in the first half that neither of these two sides wanted to lose. The second half, they both went for it, and it did look like they just wanted to get through, and Serbia especially really went for it. I'm just looking at shots of Erling Haaland now. He's not been in the game, but we know he can be deadly at the flick of a switch. It's so hard to tell you who's going to win this game, Josh. I'm not going to lie. It could be a penalty shootout that decides this.
I mean, either way, what a game of football it's been. The fact that it looked like Serbia were going to nick it at the end, and Norway, they've come back and shown resilience, and now we've got another half an hour of football. Who knows what's going to happen? Thank you very much, Katie. We'll bring you back in a moment, because it is also full time in KL's game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. We've got another game going to extra time. It's 1-1. What a game of football this one's been.
Yeah, it's been absolutely unbelievable. I think towards the last 10, 15 minutes, both teams, you can see how nervous everyone was, misplaced passes, clearing the ball when you could have picked out a teammate. But I cannot wait for another half an hour if it's anything like the 80 minutes I saw. Sadly, no JM9, but KL 10, Carl Lafferty will have to do for me.
Maybe he could go on and score the winning. We'll have to find out. That game is going into extra time, another half an hour action for KL to watch. In that game, as it currently stands 1-1, it is also going to extra time between Scotland and Israel. Will, looking forward to another half an hour?
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I felt like someone was going to get a winner at the end, but it didn't happen. And I'm happy to see another half an hour, because this game, although there's been no goals, it's been very entertaining. The players starting to get a bit tired now, so you might see some more, spaces where players can exploit. So the game's getting a lot more open now. I think both teams can make 6 subs in total, because they get the 5 and then they get 1 extra time. I think Israel have made 2, Scotland have made 2, I think, as well, or maybe just 1. But yeah, there's still plenty of subs left for both teams, and I'm just very interested to see how the extra time period goes.
Both playing their cards safe. Thank you very much, Will. Another half an hour of action between Scotland and Israel. Unfortunately, for us here, or for me, I have to sit through another half an hour of this shite between Slovakia and Republic of Ireland. The other games have been great. This one has been awful, and I think Carl could agree with me in the chat. It's been dross so far in terms of how it's been, panning out. Of course, he said earlier about Horian scoring, and welcome Lola J. Thank you very much for joining us. But the games are into extra time in a moment, and of course, there is one other game that hasn't gone into extra time, and that is the game which Rowan has watched. Iceland are through into the playoff finals.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing out, but Sylvie Gigerson, Gylfi Sigurdsson, you've got me doing it there. Still, Gylfi Sigurdsson double. It makes all the difference. Maxim got the penalty on the 65th minute, but Romania penalty shouts at the end. Iancu goes down in the box. The referee gives not a penalty. He gives a free kick for diving and a yellow card. So yeah.
A good game overall. I was going to say, if you wanted to join for the extra time of this game between Republic of Ireland and that, then you are more than welcome to bring a chair in and come in for the next half an hour.
I might do, because otherwise I'm just going to be sat.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be sat there doing nothing for half an hour. It'll kick off, so I'll unlock my door in a second. But yeah, that is the game. Iceland 2, Romania 1. Thank you very much, Rowan. Bring you into the stream in a moment. Of course, Rowan will come and join us for this second half of this game. But you'll be able to see on your screen in just a moment some of the content that is going to be available on the channel over the next few days. Well worth keeping your eyes out because there's plenty of content to come as we're about to hit extra time. Here's a look at what's to come on the channel. I've just realised the slideshow decided to stop working. That is fantastic. Well, you can see some of the stuff that's coming up on the channel anyway. England and Belgium are on the 11th of October at 4:45. We're going to be covering Everton, Liverpool and Celtic Rangers together. Two big derbies going on at the same time. That's a derby day action from 17th of October at 12:15. And then, of course, the Champions League is back 20th of October and the 21st of October. We'll be covering those games live. So do keep your eyes out indeed. Be interested to see what happens there. But as for now, we are into extra time of some of these fixtures. Of course, Chris has put long stream tonight, lads. It is indeed because we've got another half an hour of action, and maybe we might have more than just half an hour of action if we go into a penalty shootout. To keep you up to date with the other games, Hungary did win 3-1 against Bulgaria. Fantastic result for them. Hungary, of course, going through into the playoff finals. The Euro 2020, fantastic result. And North Macedonia as well, a 2-1 win against Kosovo. A great result for them indeed. So we are into extra time. This is where things get very interesting. We have got 4 games that have all gone into extra time. Bosnia and Herzegovina and Northern Ireland, Scotland and Israel, Norway, Serbia, and Slovakia versus the Republic of Ireland. What's going to happen with half an hour to go? We're going to have to find out, of course. Are we going to get any heroes? Are we going to get any villains? Or are we going to see that elusive penalty shootout that we've been dying for on this channel for what feels like 100 years? Let's have a look at the chat. Chris putting, come on, Reds. Let's put Everton back under the rocks. It's going to be great, of course, the Derby Day live stream. Florian put Jordan versus North Macedonia and Hungary versus Iceland are the first 2 confirmed finals. And Kyle has put, if Everton beat Liverpool, do you see them finishing in the top 4? Very interesting question indeed. I don't think they will. I think, of course, it's always nice to have a very good start, but they have to show consistency over the season and they'll have some much tougher tests to come. So I don't think they will. But if they can keep getting a good run of form going, you never know what could happen with Everton this season because they have been very, very good so far. And Chris has put, send all the games to pens. That would be nice indeed. 4 penalty shootouts. We wouldn't know who to cover. But we are going to have Rowan join us. Of course, Rowan's game did finish. Of course, that was the 2-1 game against Iceland. And there's an opportunity here for Slovakia hit on the half volley, which is wide of the mark. And of course, Rowan is going to join us now. We should have brought his chair.
I've got my chair. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll be on my knees.
He's going to be very uncomfortable, but we'll cover this game. It's been a very boring one so far, Rowan.
Yeah.
We've about half an hour left to go, unfortunately. But Rowan will keep us up to date, and hopefully we get some interesting moments elsewhere because there has been a chance in Kieran L's game. That is the game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. Question is, who is it for?
Can you hear me all right? Because I've had to switch to
indeed.
my mobile. Right, good. So basically, Jordan Jones picks it up from about 25 yards out. He's driving towards goal, decides to take a strike from range, and it's dipping. The goalkeeper makes a lovely save down to his right, but he looks in an awful lot of pain. So he might have to come off, I'm not sure, because he looks genuinely distraught. So amazing strike, good save, but worrying. Looks like he'll carry on. He might have to just dangle one arm down for a bit.
Hopefully he'll be all right. Fingers crossed. A little bit of a painful one there, but at least he can stay on the pitch. And Chris, do you all live in the same house? We do indeed. That's the luxury of being able to get Rowan to come in rather than letting him sit there for half an hour doing nothing. Of course, he gets to watch half an hour of rubbish, which is what this has been so far in terms of Slovakia Republic of Ireland. And that's not been offensive to either team. It has just been a very dull game. While yours, Kieran, has been very exciting.
Yeah, it has, and it's picked up right where it left off in the second half of that long-range strike from Jordan Jones. A bit of urgency back in both teams because, no one really wants the nerves of a penalty shootout.
No, definitely not. Thank you very
Or
much,
is
Kieran.
it-
I'll bring you back.
Oh,
Or we'll keep
it's
you
a
in.
great save by Peacock Farrell, Edin Vishka. You know what he's like. He's on that left-hand side. He wants to cut in on his right, and he does so. Strikes it towards the near post, and Peacock Farrell gets down well to his left-hand side. This is what I mean, Josh. Can't keep your eyes off it for just a minute.
Very good game indeed. You really can't. Thank you very much for bringing it back in a little bit. Still 1-1 between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. We'll get Rowan to join us now. Here we go. We've got about 25 minutes of this game. It means we can... it's kind of like a watch-along now, isn't it? It's
I
great.
tried to hop over that. There we go.
There we go. We're all sorted. So we can keep our eyes out on the Slovakia Republic of Ireland game. And obviously you can tell us how boring it is because it has been very frustrating to watch so far. Florian's put, I think Hungary and North Macedonia will qualify because I know I said it a moment ago, but Georgia versus North Macedonia and Hungary versus Iceland are the first two confirmed finals.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Hungary versus Iceland on paper does sound like a very good game.
You saw, I would have said Iceland win it for sure, but then you see how Hungary played.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Hungary did very, very well tonight. Good result for them, and of course, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that game. And Sasha's put, my hope is gone. Oh dear, doesn't sound like it's going well for Bosnia right now. But yeah, Will's put Kosovo stinking up the joint. Disappointing result for them, getting knocked out.
I was told before all these games to put a bet on Josh McGuinness, Anthony Uhu, and Aaron Zahavi to score. None of them have done that.
Which is very frustrating. Very frustrating indeed, but you never know. Maybe next time, if the teams do go through. Of course, you can't, unfortunately, but we'll have to find out. But it's still 0-0 in this game right now. The other games going on, of course, the boys are covering. Norway won, Serbia won. We know that was a very dramatic 90 minutes of football. Scotland, Israel, that's been a very good 90 minutes as well. Lots of action there. Not really much action going on between Slovakia and Republic of Ireland right now. And then, of course, the other games have already finished. Iceland going through, Hungary going through, and North Macedonia going through. So great results there. But we've got 4 games that are in kind of the 7 minutes. I think we're now in 7 minutes of extra time. And I'm just going to put it as 100 for now. Of course, some of these games are done. So what I will do is very quickly change it up and put in brackets extra time.
I mean, I can't tell you, like when I was doing Iceland, I had the team sheets lined up. I can't really tell you fully who's on the ball. I can just say Slovakia on the ball.
Yeah, just say the player's number and I'll try and squeeze in which player.
Being the better side? I know it's probably boring 0-0, but who's been the better side?
I would have probably said Slovakia have been the better of the two sides, to be honest. I think they've had a couple of all right opportunities on goal. I mean, Ireland, to be fair, should have won this game. Yeah. Hurrihan in the 85th minute with what was a miss from 5 yards. It wasn't a miss, it was more of a goal line clearance, but in the situation, it kind of was a miss. And Slovakia have been all right, to be fair. Nothing special. No team has really come and shown a bit of vibrancy in this game. But
well, from what I've seen here, both teams, Slovakia just were wanting to push forward.
I mean, they're coming forward now. Hamšík trying to loft a ball to the right-hand side. Can Slovakia make something here? It'd be a great opportunity to score. Ball's lofted into the box and it's eventually cleared away. But I think Slovakia, they've not had an urgency to go forward. They're quite happy to let Republic of Ireland have a bit of the ball and take time and not rush things. And do you know what? It's kind of worked for him.
Oh, Dowda's going to be coming on. I don't know who for, but I know I found out his number.
Hopefully, we'll see somebody try and change the game up because, as Will said before, you get the 6 subs, of course, the 5 in the 90 minutes, and then you get that additional sub in this game.
So Ireland have got, is it 6?
I think they have, yes.
So Ireland have got 4 subs left. With Slovakia still having 3, though, so both all teams can be switched up like that.
And that's the thing, it changes the game up completely. When you've got a couple of extra players coming on, it really does change things up. Mm-hmm. But we are going to have that change, and O'Dowda's coming on and Callum Robertson is coming off. So interesting to see what happens there for Ireland.
Why did they only have a board that's small enough for one number?
It's a very fair point. I don't know why they have that. It's weird, isn't it?
They don't discriminate against small boards.
Very strange indeed. We're about to hit the 100th minute of additional time in these games. As it currently stands across the board, we haven't had any teams in extra time score a goal yet. We are still 1-1 between Bosnia and Northern Ireland, 0-0 against Scotland and Israel, 1-1 between Norway and Serbia, and 0-0 between Slovakia and Republic of Ireland. But we have had a chance in the game, and it is the game between Norway and Serbia, and it's KD, who's had the chance?
Oh, Serbia have hit the post. Oh, it's such a good opportunity for Serbia to win it. I think it's number 17, and that is Lazovic, who just rifles an effort when he gets inside the box, and it hits the post, and it's still 1-1, but Serbia should be in front.
Very unlucky there. Thank you very much, KD. Time is running out for both sides. We might be going into a penalty shootout in that game. I mean, as we said earlier, that game, Rowan, on paper looks the best out of the lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got a striker who is hitting nearly some of his best form. You've got a striker who will be reinvigorated with a big move to Bundesliga. And then on the other side, you've got Serbia, who are just quite a consistent team. You never look at them and think, oh, they've got a bad team. You think, half decent players in there. Milinkovic-Savic, I think, probably the big standout.
Yeah, and even for Norway, they've got the likes of Odegaard as well. So they've got a couple of other players that are a little bit more skillful and dynamic, but still 1-1 in that game right now. Let's have a look at the chat, see what you guys are saying. Florence saying, next year I'll be England fan, like always. I'll sing God Save the Queen. England 3-0 victory with neighbours from Wales. Yeah. Good result tonight for England.
Great result.
Shame that they didn't do that when I watched them twice over. And there has been a goal, though. We're going back to KD. Who scored the goal?
Oh, I just said they deserved a goal, and it's Milinkovic-Savic again who finishes it. It's a lovely Serbian move. It's Mitrovic through the middle, pokes out to Lazovic on the right-hand side. He holds it up, pokes it back into the middle. Then it's number 10 who just pokes out to Milinkovic-Savic, who does a lovely chip from the left-hand corner of the area over the goalkeeper. Hirideki scrambling at it. 2-1 Serbia. Still got the second half to play for Norway, but lovely, lovely goal.
Well, they've done very, very well tonight, Serbia. They thought they maybe won it in the 80th minute. Then Norway came back. Now they might have won it again. But as you said, got a little bit more of extra time to play. Still going to be, though, looking like Serbia could go through. Great result for them. Thank you very much, KD. We'll bring you back if anything else happens.
It'd be a shame not to see Haaland in that Euros. But again, there's been a lot of players where they've been better than their country.
And the thing is, as well, it's a shame with a game like this because one of these two big nations is going to have to leave anyway. Slight change in the Scotland-Israel game. Tibi is coming off for young Eli Amikes. And then Kieran has said Haaland's barely touched the ball, which is interesting. But as we said, two very good sides that should probably be in the Euros anyway. But unfortunately, one of them has to go out tonight. And I guess you could have even said that could have quite easily been a final rather than a semi-final.
Yeah, for sure. Two big sides. I mean, you look at the other games that have gone into extra time. You've got Norway. No, you've got more time about Scotland, Israel. You look at I think the strikers for Israel really say, "Wow, okay, Zahavi and De Boer probably can make that final team." In Scotland,
they've kind of got mixed across the board, haven't they? They've got quite a good midfield with McGinn, McTominay. They've got Robertson at the back, but attack-wise, probably not the strongest attack in the world.
Who's their striker?
Currently playing it was originally on him at Burnley, but they substituted him off. So
someone
it's very weak in terms of the actual attack compared to other international sides. And then of course Bosnia and Northern Ireland still 1-1 in that game. And just looking right now, I think Kieran's put Shankland is up for Scotland now. So you can kind of see in terms of the attack how weak Scotland look compared to other sides because they've got a great midfield. Quite decent defence as well. Two very good fullbacks in Robertson and Tierney, but just lacking that extra depth up top. But I've got to say that this has been an absolutely awful first
I don't know how you've
half
gone
of
through
extra
this.
time.
I don't think how you've gone through this game.
I'm quite lucky that there's been other moments going on across the board that have saved me from having to sit there and just talk about this.
Also, I feel so weird being in this position of power. I'm not used to seeing that bottom screen there. Like, imagine if we saw something move there.
It's strange, isn't it?
It's
weird right now, but we've had one goal in the first half of extra time. It did come for Serbia, Milinkovic-Savic, but we might have an opportunity here for Ireland. They're coming forward, and this is a good chance. It's in the post. Oh,
it's an open man there.
And it was Brown, the substitute who came on about 30 minutes ago, who hits the post. He had a great opportunity in the second half. And he's had an opportunity now, and he's so unlucky.
I think he's down who plays the ball into Brown. And he tries to poke it in on that near side post, and he just hit it.
And that was the chance.
Open, further deep.
And that was a big, big chance there for Ireland to nick a goal. And I mean, Kyle's put, I thought we'd scored. I thought you'd scored as well there. What an opportunity for Ireland to nick what could have been a winner. And Kieran has said extra time, half time, 2-1 to Serbia. I'll come to in a moment because Ireland are coming forward. It's Hendrik at the edge of the box trying to dance around the Slovakian midfielder, doing very well here. Could be led into the box, and it is going to go eventually into the hands of Marek Rodak, and it looks like the referee will blow his whistle for extra time, half time. But as we said a moment ago, it is half time of extra time in that game between Norway and Serbia. It's the only game that's had a goal in the first half of extra time. KD, what a game so far.
I want to see a penalty shootout, I'm not going to lie. I'd like Norway to score then, but Serbia were all over them during that half extra time. Now it's a question of, for Serbia, do you push for the killer blow, the third goal that will surely end this tie, or do you sit back and hold your lead? They've got the players on the pitch, Norway, to do the damage. It's just getting the ball to him. And like I said, Erling Haaland has barely touched the ball tonight.
You're going to have a severe sense of urgency in terms of kind of pushing up the ball. Have they got any other changes that they can make, do you think, players that they can bring on?
They have just made a substitution. They brought the right back off Elisami for someone called Lines, I think his name is.
Martin Lins
has also come on for Serbia. Not sure who he's replaced, but looks like an offensive change for Serbia. They might be going for the third goal to finish this tie off. It is Lazovic, the right winger, who's come off for Gisinovic. But 15 minutes for Norway to potentially put themselves in a playoff final, penalty shootout. Sorry.
Thank you very much. 2-1 to Serbia right now. As Kieran said, a few changes on there. Martin Lins, Galatasaray fullback, he's come on in that game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. It is half time of extra time here between Slovakia and Republic of Ireland, and it's that one opportunity, Rowan, that I think Ireland will be ruining them that they've missed.
Dowd has been great when he's come on. It was only been on the pitch for 3 minutes, but he's already two attacking chances he's already created.
And it's good to see just somebody trying to bring a bright spark into this game.
Like we see it here. It makes a lovely thing. I don't know who it plays. I think it might be Robbie. Is it Robbie Brady?
It is indeed.
Plays the ball through to him here. And then he squares it back across to Brown, and he can't poke it away. And then straight after another opportunity. So Dowd are practically doing the same thing. So some positive changes for Ireland at least.
And with 15 minutes to go, they might go on and maybe get a winner. So 0-0, half-time of extra time in this game. It is also half-time in the game that Kieran is covering. Kieran L, of course. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1, although Will has just said Solomon and McSauce, which is McTominay, are squaring up to each other. We love a bit of drama. But 1-1 in that game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. Who's had the better of the chances in the second half? First half of extra time?
I think it's even, to be honest with you, Josh. It was them two early chances, I think, that you were with me for. And apart from that, there has not really been teams creating much. So maybe they've dropped into that nervous shell that they were playing before. There is going to be a change, as I can see Longcar getting ready to come on at the half-time of extra time. But yeah, two good saves by each goalkeeper. I'd give the edge of quality to Bosnia, so maybe that'll be enough with 15 minutes to play.
Interesting game so far. Still 15 minutes to go. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1. Thank you very much, Kyle. We'll bring you back in, of course, if there's any other moments with 15 minutes left to go. Of course, with it being extra time, it's a very small amount of time before the second half kicks off, which means we've already kicked off with the second half here. We are going to go back to KD because there's been a chance in his game in the second half of extra time. It's Norway 1, Serbia 2. Who's had that chance, KD?
Well, it's a free kick on the edge of the box for Serbia. And I mean, if this goes in, it is game over. I'm talking edge of the box, like on the line edge of the box. It's a handball from Sandberg, well, alleged handball. He's pleading his innocence. He's not been yellow carded, but this is a massive chance for Serbia. You think if they score this, they're probably through. Hiradeki's been on good form all day. There's a Kolarov and a Godelj there standing over it. You think Kolarov's going to win this, don't you? You think this is his sort of range.
You would expect Kolarov to be the kind of the player standing over it, dominating and saying, I'm going to take this.
I mean, there's a 6-person wall. I think it might even be a 7-person wall with 2 men stood like 2 yards to the left. Everyone's back in the penalty area for Norway, bar, I think, Erling Haaland. I think it's Kolarov. It's a great save by Jarstein. It's whipped back in, but it's going to be a corner to to Serbia, sorry. What a save by Jarstein, who doesn't deserve to be on the losing side tonight.
Absolutely not. Thank you very much, KD. 2-1 as it currently stands to Serbia. Time running out for Norway in that game. Of course, there is the other game going on which actually just hit half time. Scotland 0, Israel 0. Just have a look at the chat. And Jamie saying, come on, Israel, beat those Scotty bastards. Of course, we know who he wants to win today's game. And Kyle pointed, I'd love Republic of Ireland to get the Euros in memory of Jack Charlton. But 0-0 at half time of extra time between Scotland and Israel. Who's had the better of the chances, Will?
I'd say Scotland. Scotland have had the better chances. Ryan Fraser's been pretty influential since he's come on. He's got to the byline a lot. He's whipped in a few crosses. He had a chance as well on the edge of the box. He volleyed it. I thought it was going in, but who was there? The man of the match, in my opinion. Eli Dasser cleared it off. Well, it wasn't off the line, but it was going in, so he got the clearance in. Good block. And also Ryan Fraser, it looked like he'd been absolutely snapped by that young EI Elmkeys, whatever he's called. It looked like a really bad tackle, but on the replay, Fraser kind of overreacted a bit. I mean, he wasn't going to win a free kick. The only thing he was going to win was an Oscar because he was barely touched, but he was rolling around like he'd been stamped on the ankle. The referee, credit to him, he gave the free kick to Israel he gave it on Fraser to fouling Elmkeys. But other than that, not much happening. We've just started the second half of extra time now. They added on 2 minutes actually to the first half of extra time. That's why it took a bit longer to end. But yeah, 105 minutes now. Can we get a goal? I want a penalty shootout, but let's see what happens.
I think we're all wanting a penalty shootout in all of our games. Thank you very much. Well, still 0-0. We love a penalty shootout. In fact, every time we've said about it, we never get one. But it could be tonight the night where we get not just one, we could get 2 or 3 potentially at this rate. We're, of course, in the second half of extra time.
That's it. Obviously, we missed it because everything we tried and had highlights. But it's O'Dowda, again, who was trying to create something on that left side. Nothing came from it, and Slovakia did well to clear it. But Slovakia not really getting in Ireland's half.
He's really been a bright spark in this game. Just the fact that he's come on and tried changing up the game. It needed somebody to come and just, bring that extra bit of spark to this game. And just having a look at the chat right now. Bernardo's saying, come on, Ireland, do something. James said, is that Norway losing to Serbia? Jesus, Haaland, what are you doing? And then just having a look, Bernardo put in, it's never a one-man affair. Sorry, who is MKD? I haven't checked fixtures. That's North Macedonia for that fixture, which is weird because that's how they have their
I was trying to think like
abbreviation.
Macedonia.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I looked up the FIFA abbreviation. That's how they have it.
Strange.
A strange one, but a weird one. And Will's just put Bitton went for a 30-yard screamer, brainless attempt. Well, if he'd have hit that into the back of the net, we wouldn't have just had a goal for. We wouldn't have an Oscar. We'd have had an Oscar for the best performance.
It would have been a goal for Bitton and a goal for all of Israel.
Absolutely, indeed. We are now 10 minutes away from potential penalty shootouts. As it currently stands with the scores, just going to check just in case. Free kick in a dangerous area. We'll quickly get a Will here just in case, because this could be a chance for Scotland or Israel.
Yeah, it's on the left-hand side. It's been whipped in again by Andy Robertson. I must say, Andy Robertson's free set pieces in general tonight have been absolutely fantastic. But Hull, I said Hull then as if he still plays for Hull. But the Scotland players haven't been able to get anything on it. Callum, it's we whipped in by. My stream keeps freezing, so I don't know what's going on here. But they're just about to whip the ball in. I've noticed my stream freezes when someone's having a shot or it's a corner. It's always a vital moment when my stream
at the
seems to
perfect
freeze.
time.
Exactly, yeah. It's still frozen right now, but yeah, I'd say Scotland in this extra time period have been the better side. Israel look absolutely knackered, to be honest with you. And if I was the Israel manager, I'd be looking to make some subs. But we'll see what happens at this free kick. If it doesn't, it's still frozen.
Listen, McGoldrick's done lovely there, by the way. While his stream comes back, well, McGoldrick's I think he had O'Dowda again on that wing. Instead, he takes it in the middle and runs with it.
We'll bring you back in a bit, Will. Hopefully, you'll be able to get it back once again.
I'm trying to get it back on me. I'll let you know.
Fingers crossed. Thank you very much, Will. Still 0-0 in that game between Scotland and Israel. Hopefully, he comes back and there hasn't been a goal, or else that's going to be very awkward indeed.
Clearance.
Looking at this right now, it could be a chance here for Slovakia to come forward. Well, time is running out for both sides here. We could see a few penalty shootouts. It's been very interesting indeed. And just having a look right now where JM has put about where did the K come from, which is an interesting one, of course.
And it may stand for that, because I don't know whether you want to show the comment.
I'm not going to show the other ones.
Just in case. You can show the last one, maybe.
MKD, where the K... Well, that's the thing. I don't know where the K comes
like
from.
Macedonian something Republic. I know it's D.
Yeah, it's a weird one indeed. I don't know where the K comes from, but David McGoldrick is coming off
Come
here,
on,
and Shane
Shane
Long is coming on. Is Shane Long about to become the hero that
I beg.
Republic of Ireland have screamed out
Strange
for?
they're taking off a striker considering you're so close to penalties. I know you're obviously bringing on a replacement, but still.
But I guess at the end of the day, he's going to be a little bit quicker than David McGoldrick with 9 minutes to go. But Will's put nothing up from the free kick, so at least we're not coming back and seeing a potential goal for Scotland or Israel. As it currently stands, though, 9 minutes left before potential penalty shootouts. Anyone? We've always asked for one. We might be getting 3 penalty shootouts at this rate because Bosnia are 1-1 against Northern Ireland, Scotland are 0-0 against Israel, and Slovakia are still 0-0 against the Republic of Ireland. Of course, there is one other game that is in extra time. That is Norway 1, Serbia 2. Serbia with a goal in their game to put them 2-1 up with about 15 minutes left to go. But currently, there's about 10 minutes left to go. I'm going to change the timer so it kind of correlates to what we're currently on. Just under 8 minutes to go of this game between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. We could have, Rowan, not just 1, not just 2, but 3
We
penalty
could have a
shootouts.
plethora of them. So I'm just looking. So Macedonia, I'm looking at the address of the North Macedonian Football Federation, and it's _MK-1000 Skopje. So I'm guessing
That's where the MK must come from.
I'm guessing like, do you know how we are ENG?
Yeah.
Theirs must be MKD because of the country. I'm trying to think of other countries that will have MAC. No, or MA. MAC.
I can't even think of one off the top of my head. If there's any North Macedonian fans by any chance in the stream, then if we're lucky that one of them are North Macedonian fans, then maybe we'll know why. But at least we're trying to get a bit of background knowledge on it. Jamie's put Shane Long, honestly, buzzing about Shane Long coming on. Is he going to score with them? We don't know. And then he's put, I predict it'll be an Irish derby in their playoff final because, of course, if Northern Ireland do go through, and Republic of Ireland go through, Irish derby in the Euro playoff finals. One of them is going to have to lose.
Mental, that, innit?
Unbelievable. I think there'll be a lot of people fighting over that game.
Rights.
Yeah, it is ultimate bragging rights. And talking about it, Republic of Ireland coming forward here, and it's going to be a free kick, I think. Marek Hamšík giving the foul away. He's not happy and going to go to the book.
Well.
And this is in a good position maybe for Ireland to take it on.
It's so close. I don't know who would step over to take this.
I would say maybe Doherty.
Robbie Brady is standing over it.
Horahan as well. Egan has even come
not
up.
Taking this.
I think maybe Egan's been a little bit speculative there.
It's O'Dowd who wins it. It's a stupid foul from Hamšík there. Just pulls his shirt and he should know he's played football long enough.
Another change, by the way, in one of the games, Norway and Serbia. It's a change for Norsby. Torsby, the Sampdoria midfielder, is coming on. El Abdelawi has come off. So a little bit of a change there for Norway. Of course, got to go a little bit more attacking. But free kick here for Ireland. 6 minutes to go.
What would it take for you to get the Hamšík haircut? It's like the Pram Vidal haircut.
Oh, God. Ask Will. Will will do it.
Will will do it. Will's already had the Vidal one.
He's already had the Vidal haircut. He could for the Hamšík one as well. But just end of the wall here for the free kick. Looking at the chat, Ben has put maybe Macedonia is pronounced Macedonia. Hence MKD.
Maybe that's where that's how they pronounce it in Macedonia.
Potentially. But
because Shane Long is lurking. He's lurking for that rebound.
Someone could be a hero here. We are now 5 minutes away
I expect Robbie Brady
from penalties. Can someone become a hero for Ireland? We'll find out in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a quick check here. Will saying, what was that? We're looking at potentially you maybe getting the Hamšík haircut. Oh, he's just wide. Oh,
what? I thought I was in.
You thought he was in for a second. It looked like it was in. It looked Raheem Sterling Italy-esque, but you can see where the ball hits the side netting, and it's very close. Very, very close.
Oh, it absolutely demolishes the camera.
That is so close to going in, and Ireland a whisker away from getting the goal.
Irish fan, you've probably bagged yourself. I suppose I should be rooting for Ireland in this.
I mean, look at the attempts. There's been 24 attempts between the two sides, and I think about 2 shots on target. But let's have a look at the chat right now. And James put the acronym for Macedonian is MKD.
It must be that then. It must be. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. At least we're learning on our background knowledge.
GBP, you know, Great British Pounds, so it all makes sense.
I guess that makes sense. At least we're learning on the spot here, but 4 minutes to go. We are still, as it currently stands, in those games. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1, Scotland 0, Israel 0, Norway 1, Serbia 2, Serbia winning it potentially in extra time. and Slovakia 0, Republic of Ireland 0, is someone going to nick a goal for one of these sides late on? Just having a quick check here. A change in the Serbia game. Lukic on Tadic has come off. So another change in that Serbia match. Of course, they're 2-1 up right now. So no desperate real urgency for them to try and
3.5
win.
minutes left.
And just having a look. Will's not happy with his stream freezing. So hopefully he can sort that out. And Bernardo's put, I spent MKD at McDonald's in Macedonia. Beautiful. We love to see it. And Chris has put the tension here. Well, what we'll do is if the games do go into penalty shootouts, we'll bring the boys in, of course, and we'll have all three of the boys together so we can keep you up to date with the penalty shootouts as they go along. But we've still got a couple of minutes left here. Never say never.
I feel like I should root for Ireland, but in football, I never support Ireland. I always go England. But in rugby, I always go Ireland.
But I tell you what, in terms of this actual extra time performance, you've got to say that Ireland have looked the better of the two sides.
Ooh, sorry, Roadhouse playing it close there.
Very nervous.
For sure.
They've had a couple
in extra time. I don't know if it's about full 90 minutes, but in extra time for sure, from what I've seen.
I would have said in the first 90 minutes, they had a few all right chances. The whole hand chance, which you should have put away. But apart from that, I would have said Slovakia. The two of the better of the two sides. Yeah. But in this kind of last half an hour, they look a little bit more confident here. Although Slovakia are coming forward.
He had a man up.
It's not going to do anything.
Tried to do a bit more in that middle.
We're getting ever so closer. 118 minutes.
In all the watch-alongs we've done so many cups. We've done so many opportunities where it can go to penalties, and it's never happened.
And that's the thing. We've never had a game that's gone to a penalty shootout.
I'm thinking out any of our watch-alongs.
The only one that could have gone to a penalty shootout was Soccer Red.
Yeah.
That was the only game. Exactly. But now we could be potentially getting free penalty shootouts. We're being treated.
When it rains, it pours.
Absolutely. But we've got a minute and a half left of this game. Is somebody in one of those three games that are currently still 1-1 or 0-0 about to nick a winner? Bosnia, still 1-1. Scotland, still 0-0. Norway, of course, still losing to Serbia with about a minute and a half left to go. And, of course, Slovakia, Republic of Ireland, still 0-0. We're getting ready.
I always wonder the stuff you see on this.
It's great, isn't it?
I've realised, because you'll probably just notice me where I'm just like been playing with my note, like just fidgeting or something. Like I can see Kieran, he's just fidgeting with his tablet.
It's great.
I love being in this point.
It's like being in the hub, isn't it? The centre of where everything goes on. Just seeing another change here for Bosnia. Klasic has come off. Adjanovic has come on. There's been a chance, though, in the game between Scotland and Israel. Who's had it, Will?
It was for Israel. Just for the 10 seconds that my stream started working, I actually saw the chance. That was pretty lucky, wasn't it? Ball whipped him. I think it was by Zahavi. And Sean Weisman, it was a missed header by the Scottish centre-back. It came to Sean Weisman. He literally needs to tap it in, and he's completely missed it. Just out of reach, but it's a massive chance for Israel. But yeah, I think we're on the 119th minute, but on my stream we're on the 116th. So it's completely shit in the bed, my stream, and I'm not very happy about it. But it remains 0-0. I think it's looking like to be a penalty shootout here.
As long as you're able to see the penalty shootout, we should be all good. But thank you very much, Will. We'll bring you back in if you do go to penalties, 0-0 in that one. Jamie's saying there's more tension right now than there are in the elastic in the fat bastard's underwear. It's unbelievable. And then Kieran has put full time, but not in one of the games that's going to extra time into penalties, because KD watched a thrilling match. Serbia are through to the playoff finals. What a game.
They are, and well deserved to them. Norway, though they all look pissed off, especially Haaland, who just marched straight down the tunnel. Don't really know what to say about his performance today. He was not involved at all. Soloff as well. Pretty much Serbia did deserve it, and I'll tell you something, whoever goes through out of Scotland and Israel is going to have a very, very tough tie on their hands.
It's going to be a very tough tie indeed. Thank you very much, KD. We'll bring you back in a little bit once the penalty shootouts have done. Stephen Kenny, the manager, has just gone into the book with a yellow card.
2 minutes at a time.
Tensions are running high now. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Jamie putting, imagine if all British Isles teams go through, that'd be unbelievable. Cal putting, North Macedonia derives from the Greek word Makedoni.
See,
that's why. Thank you, Kyle.
This is why we've got good fans.
That makes sense. Greatly appreciated for doing the research for us. And James But Haaland is switching his nationality for sure.
I'm genuinely trying to think if there was any that he could. How long would he have to play in Germany for? 5 years?
He would indeed, I think. We have got a few changes as well. Bosnia Northern Ireland game still going on. Jones is off. Washington has come on. That's Connor Washington. Thompson off and Bryce on. Boyce on. That'll be Liam Boyce, I would assume. So Northern Ireland are going for it now. But with 40 seconds left to go, I think we might be about to have our first penalty shootout on the channel. If you are new, as always, do leave a like and a subscription if you have enjoyed the Gold Show, because we are going to be doing the Gold Show when the Champions League and the Europa League returns in about a week or / 2 weeks time. So do keep your eyes out, because we do enjoy doing the Gold Show. It is good fun. And hopefully you guys enjoy it too, for those of you that can't access these matches tonight and don't want to sit there watching Sky Sports or BT Sport. Bernala's just noticing a blonde Rowan, of course. Very good to notice that. Chris has put, I'm channeling between all the games. And then, of course, just as we hit full time, Slovakia and Ireland, full time, we are going to a penalty shootout. Finally, it took us so long to say it. It took us 9 months to get a game with a penalty shootout. And Slovakia and Republic of Ireland, we're going to penalties. This is going to be interesting.
Interesting. So it's all down to Marek Rodak and Randolph.
Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change it up so it says penalties now.
I don't know how you do these streams with both these lights.
It's honestly.
Do you not get blinded?
No, I've got used to the lights.
I think I get distracted. I'm like a fly.
Full time.
Moth.
Another game. We're going to penalty shootout. Let's bring him in for his penalty shootout. Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1. We've got 2 penalty shootouts. We love it.
I know it's like buses over here at the moment. But I tell you what, the strange thing was when I put them last subs in, Josh, I don't know if you noticed, Thompson and Jones got subbed on earlier in the game and then just got resubbed off in extra time. So maybe it was purely based on penalties. They did not look happy at all, because as you would be when you get subbed on. But yeah, we are going to a penalty shootout here. Sadly, no JM9 winner. But if I'm not wrong, I predicted 1-1, Josh.
You did indeed. You are spot on. We'll keep you in here for now, of course, because you are going to have your penalty shootout in just a moment. Of course, there's one other game that's still going on. Scotland-Israel, still 0-0 as it currently stands. Let's have a quick look at the chat and see what you guys are saying. Of course, Cal saying you may be happy for pens, but I'm nervous, of course, as an Irish fan. Very best of luck to you. And Bernardo's put, come on, Israel. And, of course, Bosnia, Ireland full-time. So, going to be interested to see here what happens. Sasha saying CMG. I think I put, oh my God, there. And Florian's put, I hope Scotland play with Serbia and beat them. So we'll have to find out what happens in a moment's time. But we've got penalty shootouts coming up. And as we say that, it's full time. Scotland 0, Israel 0. We've got 3 penalty shootouts. This is beautiful. 0-0.
Yeah, my stream didn't actually freeze then. It's managed to go about 58 seconds without freezing. And on the last kick of the game, Scotland hit the post from a corner. It was a header from Liam Cooper as well. I know Leeds fans would be going mental if Liam Cooper would have scored that, but he's hit the post. And just on cue, my stream's frozen again.
Now, this is incredible. This is Scotland's first ever penalty shootout. They have never been in a penalty shootout in their history.
I mean, Josh, sorry to interrupt, but the fact that they've been to major tournaments means we've never seen him in a penalty shootout.
Absolutely. Unbelievable right now in terms of it. We'll bring KD in, of course, now because his game is finished, but we're going to penalties. So, of course, 3 games going to penalties here. It is Slovakia, Republic of Ireland, Bosnia, Northern Ireland, and Scotland, Israel. So when the penalties do go in, guys, just give us the heads up and we'll go along. But this is where things get very tasty indeed. If you are new to the stream, of course, do leave a like and a subscription. As always, it's very greatly appreciated. We have 3 penalty shootouts here. Remember, these are deciding the teams that go into the playoff final, which is taking place next month. Of course, we'll do another goal show for that. But the players are getting ready, and we are going to be ready ahead of the penalty shootout here in just a moment's time. Question is, who do you think is going to win the penalty shootouts?
I don't know. I think Scotland have got better penalty takers on the pitch. But I'll have to wait and see because what can happen.
What about your game between Bosnia and Northern Ireland?
For pure bias, I hope Northern Ireland take the victory. So I'll back the boys for now, and we'll see as the penalty go. But You know, if we're talking about experiencing big game moments, I think that's definitely on Bosnia's side with the likes of Žeko. And
Indeed.
the other man, I can't remember the name of, Pjanic. There we go.
Right, here we go then. Penalty shootouts about to start
Might be a bit
in a
behind,
moment's
by the way.
time, which is all right. As I said, just give us a heads up when the penalties do go in. You can see we'll update it as we go along. This is going to get very hectic very quickly. But starting off here, this penalty shootout for Slovakia and Republic of Ireland is going to be Marek Hamšík.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be starting
It's
off
Darren
here.
Randolph.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And of course, just keep us up to date with your penalty shootouts. We'll try and update them as we go along. It's going to get very hectic. But the captain steps up here. Marek Hamšík for Slovakia. Can he potentially be the man to put them into the lead in this penalty shootout? Of course, he's up against Darren Randolph, who has been in penalty shootouts before, actually. I think I remember him saving a couple of penalties before in the past in shootouts. He's got experience. The referee blows his whistle. First penalty of the night. This is where things get exciting. This is the Slovakia Republic of Ireland game. Hamšík steps up. Oh, when he goes bottom left, and Randolph goes bottom left, but just misses out on it.
He nearly has it. He nearly has it there.
That was
Well-
really. You two are almost in sync there. Sorry, Kieran.
Oh,
Well, Pjanic is stepping up now. Peacock Farrell in goal. Got his move to Barcelona in the summer. Strikes it beautifully into the keeper's top right-hand corner and hits the ball back at Peacock Farrell.
For a
Bit
second,
of rudeness.
I thought you meant Peacock Farrell's got to move to Barcelona. I'm like, you know what? Fair play to him. Fair play to him.
oh, you never know. You never know. Maybe he might in the future. Our next penalty taker is coming up. It's going to be Conor Hurrihan who's going to take it. Of course, missed a great opportunity in this game to win it for them, not even in extra time. Of course,
Next up,
he's got to start off very well here.
Next up here is Stuart Dallas, who's been brilliant all game, been the engine at team. I'll let you know how it goes.
Just down the middle, but it's in. 1-1.
Is Josh McGuinness still on pitch?
And it's in. And it's in. 1-1. Dallas went down the middle, been unbelievable all day, hasn't stopped running. Make that 1-1 in the shootout, and hasn't been listening to me, has Rowan O'Connell. Josh McGuinness
penalty.
has been subbed off.
Sorry to
First
interrupt you
penalty.
there, Kieran, mate. Yeah, it's
No,
John
don't be worried,
McGinn. John McGinn stepping up, first penalty for Scotland. Obviously, Scotland's penalty taker not playing tonight, Ryan Christie, because he was in close contact with one of the Stuart Armstrong, I think it was, that got coronavirus. John
What's the
McGinn.
penalty?
Oh, wow. Well, the keeper's gone the right way. He's got an hand to it, and he's just crept under him. Very reminiscent of what Adrian did last week in the
Well,
Carabao
Hristovsky
Cup.
has just put Slovakia 2-1 up. Great penalty.
Great
Oh,
penalty.
he's
Smashed
missed
it
it.
down the right.
He's
1-0
missed it.
Scotland.
Hadj Radanovic stepped up. He went to Peacock Farrell's left. It's a good height for the goalkeeper, though, and Peacock Farrell's equal to it. Advantage Northern Ireland in the shootout.
Come on, Ireland. Northern Ireland.
Robbie Brady is about to take the next penalty here for Ireland. We've had some decent penalties so far. Can he
Aaron
make it
Zahavi
2-2?
for Israel. Sit the next penalty.
David Marshall in there.
David Marshall
indeed.
is in goal for Scotland.
Kyle
Brady
Lafferty.
steps up, straight down the middle. 2-2.
Oh,
So-
David Marshall saves Zahavi's penalty. What a brilliant penalty
Wow.
save this was. An unbelievable penalty save.
All the
Zahavi,
British Isles teams
usually a very
still
good
in it.
penalty taker.
Lafferty has slotted
And
it
he's-
bottom right.
His foot is on the line.
Northern Ireland continue their advantage.
It's not
Scores it now.
it's not a very good penalty from Zahavi, but Marshall gets his right and gets it's a good save.
2-1
It-
Northern Ireland in their penalty shootout.
yeah.
2-2 between Slovakia and Republic of Ireland. 1-0 to
1-0.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Stepping up next for Slovakia.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
a
lovely
lovely
penalty. Really good work there from number 7, Haraslin, who came on as a substitute. Good penalty shootout. This one, 3-2 to Slovakia.
Next up, Erin Vishka to slot it. And he's hit the bar.
2-0 Scotland.
It is
McGregor
2-1
scored.
Northern Ireland. Bosnia have missed 2 in a row.
We could be about to see maybe an Irish derby for the final.
No, we're close.
We're getting slowly there.
By the way, it's 2-0 Scotland. Israel missed their first one, so Israel need to score this one, and it's Nurbitten stepping up.
Ireland stepping up. Next penalty. And it's saved. Marek Rodak saves it.
Oh,
Massive
Jesus.
save. And Ireland missed their penalty.
I think
And
Nev's
it's
gonna
really
miss.
good work there.
Oh, it's over. George Savile's missed for Northern Ireland.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Was left-footed.
Oh, I don't believe it. He's blazed it right over the bar, and I tell you what, that might land in the Nations League next week. Jesus Christ, that's horrific.
And it was
Yeah,
Brown who
big
missed
ball.
our penalty. Good save from Mount Roda. Went to the left-hand side. Great save from the
what a
Slovakian
penalty.
goalkeeper.
That was a great
No,
penalty. by Burton, that.
Bitton. No, Bitton puts it into the
Fucking
top
hell.
bins. Well, more into
Oh,
the
he's
right
got
than
a
that, really.
Penenka it! Oh!
Randolph should have done better, in my opinion. There.
Well, I mean, that is an audacious
No, Bitton.
penalty that's
Bitton's
been
got ice in
taken.
his veins. What a penalty.
Penalty was Burton.
Oh, it's Scott McSauce.
He's good.
4-2 Slovakia.
Scott McSauce.
Penenka penalty that went straight down the middle. Randolph should have done better.
Bosnia,
What's it like at penalties,
Bosnia-
Kieran?
Comments.
What's McSauce like at penalties?
scored. It's all right.
McSauce? Oh, he squeezed it in. It's 3-1 to Scotland. It's a big penalty.
So we're 2-2 between Bosnia and Northern Ireland. We're 3-1 between Scotland and Israel. It's 4-2 between Slovakia and the Republic of Ireland. Ireland are stepping up here. Next penalty. Doherty hits the bar. Oh,
Oh, it's Sean Weisman, the next penalty taker for Israel. I think he's going to miss.
Slovakia
Little
are
confident.
through.
Oh,
Connor
wow.
Washington scores
Wow.
for Northern Ireland. Bosnia miss. They're out. Bosnia score. It's on Northern Ireland.
Slovakia are through. Republic of Ireland are out. Matt Doherty hits the bar. There's no
Nice
Irish
penalty.
derby.
Sean Weisman has put it straight down the middle, and for good measure, he's going to smack it back in the net on the rebound.
Last
So
up,
I think it should make it 3-3.
last up for Bosnia is captain Edin Dzeko. He's mucky in the
Weisman
spot.
doing?
He's doing the bloody tap dance on the penalty spot. We'll see if it helps him though.
Who's the
He
next
steps
penalty?
back. This is to keep Bosnia in the game. Arguably the most experienced man on the pitch. He's running up now. And he slots it beautifully, never in doubt. This is the game-winning penalty for Northern Ireland as Bosnia score.
Oh, this is not good for the penalty taker. The referee's delaying the penalty taker because Marciano's not still in his line apparently.
Shit,
Stevens.
Marciano.
To put it through,
Scores.
it's Liam Boyce, former Burton Albion legend, is stepping up with his skinhead.
Big
This is-
opportunity.
This is to put Northern Ireland into the
Is-
next round against Slovakia.
Israel have to score. Israel have to score.
Northern
Otherwise-
Ireland
Scotland win.
to win it.
And I think
And he
the guy
does,
coming
down
on,
the middle. Northern Ireland are through, and it's Liam Boyce, the mighty
Jim.
Burton man. Come
It's
on.
funny. Fanny with the penalty for Israel. He needs to score. If he misses, Scotland are through to face Serbia.
Yeah.
Serbia. Yeah. Big penalty. This I think David Marshall's going to save it. It's a good penalty saver. Oh, it's a good penalty. Really good penalty. It looks a bit like Nabil Fekir, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe it is Nabil Fekir. Probably sick of playing with Yassin.
So Scotland through. Scotland through.
Yeah.
So Northern Ireland are through. Slovakia
He's-
through. Scotland to win it.
McLean. He'd come on as a sub in extra time for the injured Gallagher, I think it was. And if he scores, Scotland win. He looks confident. He looks confident in his run around. Now he looks like he's shitting himself, but it's understandable. This is it.
And they
This
do
is it.
Their first penalty shootout ever.
He scores. He sends the keeper the wrong way, and Scotland are going through.
Unbelievable. So
And they
that
will
is
face Serbia in the next round.
all of the penalty shootouts done, and some interesting ones there. We could have had an Irish derby, but penalty shootouts to end it. Bosnia lost 4-3 on penalties to Northern Ireland. They'll be delighted. What a performance from Northern Ireland tonight. Slovakia, they beat Republic of Ireland 4-2 on penalties, and you can see the celebrations ran absolutely delighted with their victory. And then Scotland beat Israel 4-2 on a pens. Fantastic performance from Scotland tonight, and
Mano,
a great
he's
performance
crying.
indeed. Mano's upset, not nice to see. Full-time scores across the board. It was Bosnia 1, Northern Ireland 1, of course. Northern Ireland winning on penalties. Scotland 0, Israel 0. Scotland winning on penalties. Norway 1, Serbia 2. That was won in extra time from Milinkovic-Savic. Slovakia 0, Ireland 0. Slovakia won that on penalties 4-2. Iceland 2, Romania 1. Gylfi Sigurdsson with 2 goals in that game to win Iceland that match. Bulgaria 1, Hungary 3. Goals in that game from one of them was from Willi Orban, the Leipzig defender. And North Macedonia 2, Kosovo 1. What a set of fixtures tonight, boys. We had some penalty drama, we had extra time madness, and we had Gylfi Sigurdsson's 2 goals.
We did.
Very good indeed. Let's have a quick look at the comments very quickly because, of course, we had to skip over a few while we had the penalty shootouts going on right now, of course. Jamie put in the second oldest national team in the world. How have they never been in a penalty shootout before? Bernardo put, I hope Hamšík and Vidal are mates. Obviously, some predictions in the chat in terms of penalties being scored. Bernardo said Marina whispered to Doherty to hit the bar to avoid international duty. What a team player. And then Kyle put, thanks, guys, for the great stream. It made watching this game a little better. I'm going to go eat some ice cream to cheer me up. Very unlucky, Kyle, for tonight's performance. But what a set of fixtures tonight. Drama across the board, guys. Unbelievable, wasn't it, really?
It's nice because last time the games were really shitty. This time they were entertaining. I know Will got a 0-0, but it was an entertaining Will 0-0.
It was really entertaining.
It harks back to what you said, Josh. When there's something on the line, everyone appears to up their game, and that was exactly, I think, what we saw tonight in every kind of thing. I mean, it was nail biting to the end. It may not have been high scoring, fanatics, but it felt like every single moment meant something to both the players and the team itself. Unless
you were Slovakia and Republic of Ireland, then you both just didn't turn up. But apart from that, I mean, the games tonight, absolutely incredible. Plenty of goals across the board. And as I said, big thank you to everybody that has turned up for tonight's stream. We've been live for 3 hours. It's been a busy one today. Plenty of goals, plenty of drama. A big thank you to everyone that turned up. If you are new, as always, do leave a like and a subscription. It is very greatly appreciated. And of course, do click the bell for all the notifications in the future. But as for now, thank you very much, Will. Thank you very much, KD. Thank you very much, Kim and Alan. Thank you very much, Rowan.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you sat there. I mean, I thought it was a bit boring in the second half.
We're all right.
But as for now, we will see you again in the near future. Have a great rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. As for now, see you later.